In July 2022, police were called to a popular tubing spot on the Apple River in Somerset, Wisconsin. Terrified witnesses reported that during an altercation on the water, a man had stabbed several teens and young adults. When police arrived at the chaotic scene, they found 4 people injured and one 17-year-old, Isaac Schumann, without vital signs. Isaac was rushed to hospital, but later succumbed to his injuries. Officers start conducting interviews to try to piece together what happened and who is responsible.
We were floating. We caught up to that group of kids, and the guy was harassing them. And so I wanted to stop it before. I was worried they were going to hurt that guy.
Okay.
You know, I was worried they were going to gang up on him. And then he punched. She went over there to try and defuse it. He punched her, and then started. He just started stabbing everyone, and then the other group tried to stop him. And
what did he look like?
He was like probably this big, 250 pounds, beer belly. He was wearing a chain. He was kind of bald.
He was stereotypical sleazy Russian. That's what he looked like, and I don't mean that.
Except when I first saw him, he had scuba goggles.
Yes, clear goggles.
Scuba goggles on?
Snorkeling goggles.
Snorkeling the river.
Okay. And can you tell me what happened today?
We were just chilling, and then we saw this older guy start harassing these younger teenagers, and we're the type of people to not let that happen because they're young. So we tried to stop him, and he punched me in the face and then went literally crazy because all the guys started attacking him because he punched me in the face. So he took out a knife and he just started stabbing everybody, and that's what happened. Everybody was just, it's all because he punched me in the face. That's literally why everybody just got stabbed.
If you're thinking by that statement that it's your fault, it most definitely is not, okay?
He obviously had ill intent from the beginning of that.
I know, but really what happened.
You were trying to break it up, you were just telling him to leave, and then he swung on you. Didn't you get a swing back though, at least? No? Well,
were you guys
there
as well?
Our tube area, our section.
Okay.
I was in there kind of watching over. They're all
nobody expected that.
No.
Nothing.
Our part of our group and the group that was over here. The guy with that interview. They were telling them, "Go, please move."
If you guys could help me out a little bit, I know you were there. You understand the guy or him.
Yep.
I don't. So if you could use words like to help me identify who you're talking about.
He's white. He's probably
60 years
50.
Yeah,
50, 60.
And which person are you describing to me right now?
The assaulter.
The assaulter with a knife.
Okay.
All I seen was like a kind of goldish chain.
It was silver.
It was silver?
Like silver.
When people tell me things, they'll be like, and then he did this, and then she did that.
Okay.
I don't know who he and she are.
Oh,
I get it.
So if you can kind of help me there. So if you could tell me your story again.
The assaulter.
Yes.
Okay.
You want me to go? Or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so our group, that little tube, was me, her.
One of the stab victims. Was also a stab victim.
And you're friends with all these people?
Yes.
Or? Okay.
And one who also got stabbed in the abdomen with his
Guts hanging out.
Okay.
I do not know who got stabbed first. The assaulter punched Maddie, and then one of the stab victims punched him, and then his older brother came over and also punched the guy that started everything.
Okay.
Sorry.
And the guy that started everything is who?
The assaulter.
The assaulter.
The one with the knife.
Okay.
The one that punched Maddie to begin with.
Okay.
I'm gonna call him Frederick. Frederick was up there, and he was arguing with the group of kids. Maddie went up. Frederick punched Maddie.
And Frederick is?
The assaulter.
The assaulter.
Okay. I just said. And then he
And you made up that name, right? You know
yes, I did. I just said I'm gonna just call him Frederick.
Sorry to
I
keep
had no
interrupting.
idea. No,
Continue.
it's okay.
All right. He pulled out the knife, and then what
He pulled
happened?
out the knife. I'm not sure who he stabbed first. I saw him stab my friend in the ribs. So I got my friend out of there, and then I turned around, and there were 4 more people that were
Not allow anybody
everywhere.
on the river yet.
And then the assaulter, Frederick, started just walking away up the river ever so nonchalantly.
Okay.
And I mean,
Did you see what happened then?
after he left,
After he started walking up the river? Like,
No.
when did you last see him?
when his back was turned walking up the river, and I turned to my friends to make sure that they were going to be okay, and I started yelling at her specifically, Gabby, to call 911, and then she did. And then I went with one of the stab victims up here, and then I ran up here and met the cops across the street.
How did you get to here?
It was literally just 100 yards.
Okay.
There was that little bay corner.
Did the incident happen in the river or on the bank?
In the river.
In the river.
Like shallow water up to your knees.
Okay.
So I guess the bank.
Did you see anyone exit the river?
No.
Not so I know of.
No. After I lost sight of him, I
Bring it all there and consolidate it.
Okay.
sorry.
Can you tell me, I guess, what you saw to the best of your recollection?
When we got about 400 yards from here up there, there was a small group of kids. They looked like kids. This guy was harassing them. They were pointing at him, telling him to get away.
Okay.
Two of the boys right away got up out of our two of the girls did. They went over and tried to get him away from them. And he reached over and punched Madison in the face.
Okay.
And then the other boy hit him back as soon as he punched her. The guy pulled out a knife and he just started stabbing people that were around him.
Okay. Do you, and the smallest detail helps, do you remember what that knife looked like?
No.
No?
I was not
Even
close
about
enough for that.
how long or anything?
It had to have been about maybe that big.
Okay.
Because it wasn't like huge presence.
Right.
It was.
Did you notice if he had to fold that out or did it come out with the blade already?
I think he had it right in his belt loop, so it came out like this. And
Okay. All right, so he just started kind of slashing and hacking at people at random. Okay. Can you give me, I know you've probably already given this to at least one of us, if not multiple one of us, but a description of the guy that was doing the stabbing?
He's 50 plus. He's about 5'6", about 250 pounds, half bald. I want
Okay.
to say it was a lighter color hair.
Okay.
That's the best I got.
Okay.
River not open yet. You're not open the river yet.
Yes, ma'am.
I was scared he was going to keep going as he was up the river because it was just so, like, he was just stabbing people as he went by.
So two of the people were in your group, and then there was three of them were in your group?
Two of them are my stepsons.
Okay.
The other one is basically like our kid.
Okay.
Police identify and locate their suspect, 52-year-old Nikolai Mew. He is taken into custody.
The male appears to be wearing a camel-colored shirt.
Put your hands in the back. Yes. Just checking. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. No,
You're just being detained at this point, okay?
Yes.
What are we checking? Checking. Only checking.
D6 dispatch, believe we have the suspect detained. Believe we have him detained at this time.
No weapons or anything like that.
Number 36 has the possible suspect detained at 1649. Everybody hold where they're at. We need a photo so we can determine this.
I got it.
I'm coming up on across the bridge right now.
Like I said, you're just being detained at this point, okay, boss?
Okay.
I got a photo on my phone. I'll be there in a second.
Yeah. Chain matches.
Yep, camel
Shorts.
What's
your name?
Nick.
Nick what?
Nick Mew.
Okay. Take him in the
Why?
Bring him over my...
What did they do?
This way.
Bring over my squad. He's not double locked at this point.
All right, we'll worry about it over here.
Yep. He's got a silver chain. It matches. Silver block chain.
Same shorts.
Yes. So. Let me double lock this quick.
Number.
Like I said, sir, you're just detained at this point, okay? We'll explain anything in a second here.
The same as well.
got some pretty good markings on his hand too.
All right.
So let's take a picture of that. Let's change out cuffs.
Okay.
Whose cuffs are on him?
Mine.
Okay.
All right. When I release this hand, you put it on top of your head. Do you understand?
Of course, yeah. We'll just grab the other arm.
Okay.
Got it?
I'm still coming to Virgin. I'm just getting for Baldwin. Am I needed? And if so, where at?
Investigators obtain a cell phone video that captures the shocking altercation. Warning: some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? Get away from us! What? What are you doing? What's going on with y'all homie? He's on camera. Tripping. He's on 14. Yo, the new iPhone got that good quality. What do you say? Yeah, what the hell? Who is this? Yes! Yes! From the culture! From the culture! Who is that? From the culture! Who is that? Who the hell is this? He said he was looking for little girl! You're looking for little girl? Yeah! That's exactly what he said! Weirded us out! I didn't have that part on camera, did I? Some young ass kid! What the hell is this guy's problem, bro? We're trying to have fun! He's gonna close you! He's gonna claim you! We don't want this motherfucker! He ain't a woman! He ain't a woman! You ain't a woman! He ain't a woman! You got him! He's dying, bro! What? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Are we serious? Is it real? Oh my god! Who is that? Oh my god! Oh my god! Is this real? Oh my god! Is this real? Wait! That's not bike! That's not bike! That's not bike! That's not bike! That's not Isaac! Oh my god! Oh my god! This isn't real!
With Miu in custody, investigators speak to his wife Sandra to get her side of the story.
Camera recording started.
What's your name? Just start. My name's Mitch, by the way. I'm with the sheriff's office. What's your first name?
Do you need my
I
name
will.
or my what people call me?
Your name.
Okay, it's Sandra. It's Sondra.
What's your middle name, Sandra?
D-E-E.
Last name?
Miu, M-I-U.
What's your date of birth, son? You have Wisconsin or Minnesota driver's license?
Minnesota. I don't have it on me though.
That's fine. What's a good phone number for you? So can you just start by saying who's everybody you're with? Is this all your group?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know everybody's name because we were invited. That's Amanda.
Okay.
Where's her husband? Ernesto's here somewhere. That's her husband.
Okay.
He's over way on the other side.
Yep.
It's Ariel and his girlfriend. And that's Rosie and Peachy Tantiana.
Okay.
I'm not sure. And I'm not sure who the other person is.
The gentleman speaking with the...
Yes.
Okay, in the
straight
black
up.
short and
Yeah.
shorts? Okay.
I don't know him.
But he was in your group?
Yes.
Okay. So where do you live?
I live in Prior Lake.
Prior Lake. Okay. Who'd you come with personally?
Just me and my husband drove here, and we met all of them over here. They came in 2 separate cars also.
Okay, so you
three. Actually 3. There was 4 cars.
How many are we going to have the interview down here?
Okay, so we'll go over here. So you left with just you and your husband John that came?
No, Nick.
Nick, what time did you and Nick leave your home in Prior Lake?
We left our house about 9:30.
9:30 a.m.?
Yes.
Today?
Today.
Okay.
We were just coming up to do this, and then we're going back home.
Oh, so you're not camping here or anything?
No.
Is any of your crew camping here, do you know?
No.
Okay. What time did you guys get here?
We got here almost 11:15.
Okay. 11:15?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where did you start?
At Ridge, is that River Edge?
River's Edge?
Yeah, that's where
Okay.
we started from. That's where we're parked at.
Okay. Okay. 11:15 you got on the river. Let's see.
No, we didn't get on at 11:45.
What time?
We waited for the rest of these people to get here. I'd say we probably didn't get on till 11:30, 12 o'clock.
Okay. 11:30, 12 o'clock? Okay. Was your tube tied to anybody or anything?
Our tubes were all tied together.
Okay. At any point in time, did any member of your group ever leave your group?
Just my husband. Ariel lost his phone.
Okay.
So he was trying to find it, and he had it in one of those floaty things, but he thought maybe water got in it, so he brought scuba stuff with, and he put that on, and he was down in the water looking for it.
How long was that?
I don't know, 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
I don't even think it was 10 minutes.
Do you
5.
know about what time that was at?
No, I didn't have a watch. I didn't bring.
Was
my
it at the
phone.
beginning or towards the end?
It was more towards the end here.
Okay. Do you recognize anything about the river where you guys?
There was a bridge.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
A little farther up, not much, but there was a bridge there.
Okay. And that's where he got off his tube to go look for a phone?
A little before that, yes.
Okay. Did you see him the whole time he was off his tube?
Yes, I did.
Okay. What was he doing while he was off his tube?
He was looking,
Yeah.
and then this group of guys, I don't know how many was on these tubes, and they were sitting over there. And I could see him, he was over there, and then he came back over, and he was looking, and he said, I'm going to go back and look some more, and he walked back over there, and all of a sudden I saw all of them get off their tubes, and they started hitting him.
Okay. All right. And what happened after that?
I yelled, and 2 people, Ariel and Ernesto, went towards where Nick was.
Yeah.
And then I just heard screaming. And
Okay.
Nick and these guys all came back, and I didn't see, because we weren't real close to them. They
Yep.
were on the other side, and we were on this side of the river.
Yep.
So I didn't see what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw that. So I don't know. I just saw them.
Who all went
hitting
back
him.
with Nick?
Huh?
Who all went back with Nick when they were hitting?
Ariel and Ernesto walked back with Nick, because those were the only 3 that were there.
Okay, who's Ariel?
Ariel's the one in the red, white, and blue stripes.
And who's Ernesto?
Ernesto is the one with the officer on the other side. He had his hand out like this just now.
Okay. Okay. So it was just those 2 that went over there in this group. There was a fight. Okay. Was anybody known?
By the time they got there, it was done, and they told Nick to come back.
Okay, so they were never involved. Nick was just. Okay.
And Nick came back, and then there was screaming and stuff. So I don't know what happened.
Hold on 1 second. Hey, can you answer that for me for Balo, Mitch?
Is that your cooler over there? That red one?
Yeah.
You mind if we look in it?
No, go ahead.
Thank you.
Okay. What we got? So Nick was over there. Nick went over there looking for a phone. Came back, talked to you guys. Went back over. There was a fight. Ernesto and Ariel ran over there, and by the time they got over there, Nick was coming back with them.
Yeah, Ernesto just yelled, "Nick, come on, let's go."
Okay.
And he came back, and we sat there and waited, and all I heard is somebody got hurt, but I don't know how. I don't know anything about that. I just heard someone was hurt.
Does Nick known to carry? Does he ever carry a weapon with him?
He had a knife in his pocket, not a very big one, and he said those guys grabbed it from him.
The people he was fighting with?
Yep, they grabbed it, and he said they swung it at him, and he grabbed their hand and moved it away.
Okay.
And that's when they went. I didn't see it. That's what he told me.
Okay. What from there, when you got back on the tube, what did Nick say? Anything?
No.
Okay.
No.
Just real quiet?
He just said they were calling me a pedophile and everything, and then they attacked me.
Okay.
And we couldn't hear what they were saying.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And that was up until the time that you got here?
We sat there for quite a while before we came up.
Okay.
Guy in the blue.
Is there still does Nick still have the knife?
No. He said they took it, and he said, I don't know where it's at.
Okay. All right. So, Nick said nothing else.
Mm-mm.
Just that he got attacked.
Mm-hmm.
And then
he
they
said all they kept saying is they called me a pedophile, and then they started hitting me. And he said all I did was try and look for this phone.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, yeah, there was a few people hurt.
Well, I got that. I don't know what happened. I saw, by the time the police were coming, I saw somebody was giving somebody laying underneath a tree. It looked like CPR, and that's all I saw. I didn't see where another person was hurt.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
But Nick wasn't there long enough to hit or hurt anybody.
How long would you think that he was there for?
He wasn't there long. It wasn't even 5 minutes. He was there, and these guys called him this file and stuff, and he said, I'm just looking for a phone, and they got off, and they started hitting him, and he said they grabbed my knife, and he had it just in his pocket. It was just clipped on there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when these guys called him back.
Okay. What kind of trouble has Nick been in the past? Anything?
He's never been in any
Nothing?
trouble.
What does he do for work?
He is a tech guy working at Ritchie Engineering, and he's been there for, I don't even know, 15, 17 years.
Okay. All right. Well, we got some stuff to work out. Okay. Obviously, you with the group, being Nick's wife and everybody else, you guys aren't going to be able to leave for a little bit, okay, until we get the okay.
Okay.
Because it was more than just some injuries. It was a pretty serious event that happened. Otherwise, you wouldn't see people showing up in tactical green,
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So at this time, you're not allowed to talk to any of your friends. All right. What I can do is I can roll your cooler over for you and let you sit there. All right. Does that seem fair?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Just give me a second. I'll go. Your cooler's the red one?
The red one.
Okay.
I also have a pouch somewhere with my stuff in it. It's got my keys and everything in it.
Okay. Alrighty.
Where's he taking him?
At this point, he's under arrest. Okay. So.
Police also interview Nikolai Mew's friend, Ernesto.
Quote for 50.
You never got involved in the fight, Lo? You just were yelling for him to get out of there when he was getting beat up?
No, we coming down.
No, when you said he was getting punched and pushed underwater, you never got involved in it? You just went over and started yelling halfway?
No, we stop here, because he's looking for the phone.
Yeah.
We stop in the corner and he's looking for the phone. And that's when his wife say, he's in trouble. What am I in trouble? Because I never had a problem here. He's in trouble. I saw a real trouble when I saw they punching him, put in the water. He's in real trouble.
Yeah.
I go over there and the mother said, get out there. Because young people drunk, I don't know.
That was Poke. Still doing all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's going
Temperature's okay in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody, I hear somebody got stabbed. And I fit the description.
Yes, you do.
All right.
Yep. So we're working through that now. Did you see that fight on the river?
I heard about it.
You heard about it?
Yeah, and I seen people gather around it.
Okay. All right.
And I went over to talk to see if somebody saw anything, but that's about it.
Okay.
Our whole group was pretty interested in finding out what happened.
Okay. And that's your whole group over there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I don't know. Okay, well.
Did you see anybody injured?
No.
You didn't see anybody injured?
No.
Did you see anybody fighting?
I heard people screaming at each other, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Screaming in anger or screaming in pain, do you know?
Everybody's drunk, so I don't know. I can't tell the difference, but I would say, I don't know, just screaming.
Okay.
Calling each other names, but that's, I've seen that all day. We've all been drinking a lot. I'm sure they're drunk. I'm sure they're doing, I don't know.
Okay.
Kids
All right.
being kids.
Kids being kids. Where are you? Where's your group from? Where did you drive from today?
Oh, I drove from Prior Lake.
From Prior Lake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, we didn't drive with them. We came here alone. My wife and I.
Your wife and you?
Yeah.
And you met the group here?
Yeah, but we know each other.
Okay. All right. As long as the temperature's good, I'll check back with you in a minute, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Officers locate Larion Davis, who had filmed some of the altercation on his cell phone.
So when it happened, we was drinking and stuff. I wasn't even paying attention. I just look up. So I'm recording me and my girl, because she had attitude. I'm recording her doing. They were paying attention to them. I must have looked back like, oh, snap, like, what's going on? All I see is the dude holding his stomach. So I get to recording and stuff. While I'm doing that, my hands was wet. Like, I kind of fell over in water, like getting up, like, oh, snap, what's going on? Boom. Then that happened. My phone was already on, like, 15%. Nobody knew where we was at. So we called the police and stuff. By that time, I stopped recording. So that's when we trying to help the police and all them come down, because nobody remember where we was at. I remember what highway we was on. I think it's like 51, Highway 51.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we end up putting our phones back up in the little cooler. We had Ziploc bags. Come back, the Ziploc bag has a hole in it, like it bust open from too much pressure or something from us when we had to take all of the tubes out the water. So then it was like, oh wow. But I'm like, well, these phones is I thought they was waterproof, but they're water resistant.
Oh, so it's in the water a little bit too long or something?
Yeah, so when I got it back to the car, and I'm trying to make sure all the water is out, I put it on the charger, and it dies on the charger. From then, it never turned back on. It'll just pop up. You know how iPhones, it'll just pop up the battery sign right there.
Yep.
So it was just like, oh, I gotta get a new phone.
What do you remember seeing of the actual incident?
So the light-skinned dude, the dude I was really paying attention to was the dude you saw him holding his stomach. So I see him like, it looked like a tussle or whatever. You hear shouting and all that. I'm thinking everybody, they lit, we drinking. Nah, that whole time they fighting. He must have got pushed down see the other dude getting up, I guess the old man, but I don't recall like what the old man looked like or anything. I didn't even know it was no old man.
Did you see the when they pushed him down?
Yeah, I saw him. Yeah, he was getting up out the water, and then that's when you could just see like you see him holding his stomach, and I'm like, what's going on? Then that's when all of the blood, you just see the blood just gushing out. Then I'm like, wow, that's pretty much it though.
Yeah.
What did you see after that? Anything? Or?
So after shit, we get to seeing all of them. They get to like walking back. It was a white boy. He got stabbed. And he was walking. He was like trying to run up to the highway. And then we like, bro, we already called the police. He came and he just stood by us. And then the other girl that was stabbed too, they rolled her down in one of the tools and stuff. And we were just helping her. My brother was holding pressure down on her and stuff. And that was pretty much it. We were just waiting. That's when all of the police ended up coming. They got there pretty quick.
Did anyone in your group happen to take any videos or anything?
I don't think so, no. My girlfriend's phone, her phone, the only one that was working after the fact. But I don't think she took no video because she didn't say nothing or show me no video.
Okay.
But I could call my brother and see if he got video. But everybody's phone, my brother, his phone was broke, and his baby mama's phone was broke. Everybody's phone got water damage after that, except my girlfriend, because she got an iPhone 13.
Oh, and those have water. Those are more waterproof.
I guess so.
Did you ever send her that video?
No.
No.
I sent it to a dude on Snapchat, but I went to my Snapchat because I was trying to find a video, and I guess it didn't even add the person on. Like my phone was just acting all up.
Do you know if it's saved into your Snap photos?
No, it didn't. I just was looking in there too.
Can we just verify that potentially?
This is all Snapchat.
Can I look or scroll? I honestly don't care about anything else that's on here. I'm just.
That's my camera roll. So from the phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. So screenshots in there.
I don't know the code to that, honestly. I'm kind of mad. So I can't put nothing in there or get into that.
Can I click on this and just see like?
I sent him the video. This was when my phone was like still wet, but it was still working and stuff. I sent him the video because they was right there like, can I see it? I'm like, all right, I'll just send it to you. Boom.
What's your Snap code? Think of anything else? Did you ever see anyone with a knife? Did you ever see who pushed the older guy down? What did it when he was pushed down? Like, what did it look like? What did you think was going on?
I thought they was like drunk shenanigans. They was playing around, and then I heard screaming. That's what made me like really start paying attention. Like,
yeah,
like he was like getting up, like he was like one of these, like getting up with his hand out, like okay, like he was pushing somebody away, like y'all playing around in the water. But what I originally thought, somebody they fell on one of them rocks or something in the water, and I'm like, oh. But then when you get to hear everybody screaming and stuff, they like, oh, he stabbed it. I'm, oh snap! But my brother, I'm gonna call him, cause my brother, he said he saw the stuff happen.
What was do you have the phone number to your friend that you sent that Snapchat to?
No, I just had met him. I just met them.
Okay.
They were some college kids.
Is there anything else you can think of about, what you saw? Like, some things that would be important to us is like, if you saw who pushed the guy, if you saw anyone else with a knife, if you saw anything like that.
Well, the one of the boys who got stabbed, he was telling us that the dude he came up to them and asked them for like pictures, like explicit pictures, and I'm like what? And then y'all got the fighting? I guess they got the fighting. He said yeah, then he got the stabbing them. So
And he asked him or this is one of the guy who's actually got stabbed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he got stabbed. He said that that's what happened. The dude was asking them for explicit pictures of the girls that they was with. So I guess from there it was like, oh, what you doing? They got into an altercation. They must have put their hands on him, and then he retaliated by slashing them.
Do you know what kind of swim trunks that guy had on? That told you that?
Man, that's like a long time.
No, I know. We get it.
I kind of want to say he had on like some gray swimming trunks with like stripes on them.
Okay.
Police continue speaking to witnesses to establish a clear timeline of events and actions.
Just from the beginning to the middle to the end, with as much detail as you can.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was laying there with my head back, just soaking up the sun. I didn't realize I didn't hear them screaming, he's a pedophile. I didn't hear any of that. The first thing that I heard, say, those are kids, you need to leave them alone. Like, no, those are kids. So we stopped the float, and then ran up to the suspect and stood himself in between, like, the minors and the suspect. And then me, Maddie, all went over there, and they were yelling at me over there too, just so we could build a little bit of a wall. And then from what I saw, the suspect punched Maddie in the face. And then immediately after he did that, and defended Maddie because she fell down and he was still standing over her.
And what do you mean by and it's?
She stepped in and he punched the guy back in the face. And then from what I recall, the suspect stood back up and punched. I believe punched him again. And then when he fell down is what I'm guessing when he grabbed his knife. Because when he the suspect stood back up, he went up to my just did a terrible little punch at her, but then I saw a silver pocket knife. It was only about that big. It was a small silver, I think it was just one of those that flips out. It was 2.5, maybe 3 inches.
Was the entire thing silver? Or could you not see the handle?
I could not see the handle. All I saw was the silver on the blade itself.
So that was the size of the blade?
Max. Like, it was just the small 2.5, maybe 3 inches long. He stabbed ribs, and then I was more focused on the fact that I could see, fat cells falling out of her. So I was like, he's got a knife. I yelled at my friend Gabby, I'm like, call 911, call 911, call 911, and then I turned around and I saw him standing there with his intestines in his hands. He was also stabbed in the left side, I believe. He was also stabbed in the left side. And then I didn't even notice the kid that got stabbed in the chest at first. Isaac. So when I got Quentin, and then I watched the guy like walk away. He was walking upriver, and then I do not know if he went into the woods or if he kept walking in the water.
192 at 2000 hours.
Turned around, helped to shore, and lay down, and then I helped get to shore, and then I ran up the hill up to the freeway to find a cop, and one met me there and then ran down with me. And that's when all the other cops showed up. And
when the suspect was stabbing individuals, what were those people doing? The people that were being...
Nobody was touching him. So he got back up. They had backed up a little bit. He was standing right about here. And he walked over to my friend and then the suspect. The suspect was just standing there. Everybody had backed up a little bit. And then the suspect walked over to my friend. stabbed her in the ribs. And then.
And what was prior to being
She
stabbed?
was literally just standing there. She was just like watching him kind of approach her, like he's gonna hit me, and then he stabbed her, the suspect. And then that's when I helped her. I turned my back. I walked her to Quentin, and then I kind of watched him just walk away. Because I mean, he looked me dead in my soul, so I knew it was time to back the fuck up. But yeah. So. Sorry, I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I'm missing.
When the group, because you were part of the initial group that went up to, I believe you described it as intervening.
Yes.
And you listed the names. What did that look like? And what I mean by that was, and it's okay, whatever happened. I'm just trying to figure it out. Was it a complete circle around the suspect? No. Was it a half circle? Was it a line? Was it?
It was a line.
Like
maybe like a partial semicircle, but it was like a definite line just to divide him between the kids, and so it was up dividing him. And then Maddie went up. She actually kind of stepped. Sorry, I guess it was not a line. She stepped up in between the suspect to try to mellow things out a little bit.
And why was that?
She just wanted him to go.
I shouldn't have said that.
Sorry.
So I don't expect you to know what Maddie thought.
Yeah.
Or felt.
I'm assuming.
What I mean was there a verbal altercation, a physical altercation, or what was going on prior to Maddie?
Was telling the suspect you need to get out of here, and Maddie went up. She said the same thing, but I believe Maddie was just thinking I'm a woman. He's not gonna do anything about it. Versus if it was his face, I imagine that was a lot more.
And then, so you described her standing there, not doing anything, and she was stabbed.
No, she was just.
Do you know when stabbed and how that happened?
I do not. I did not see him get stabbed. I just saw the aftermath.
Do you know when stabbed?
I believe it. I really don't. I did not see.
You didn't see any.
I did not see.
It was just.
Yeah, I was just. I think that's it until police showed up and kind of took over, and then I did talk with you at the river a little bit.
All right. So if you can describe to me from beginning to middle to end, what happened?
All right. We were floating down the river. We caught up to a group of kids sitting in their tubes with an older guy standing over.
How old do you think kids were?
The kids were high school kids.
High school.
And Isaac was part of that group. The one that passed away. He was part of that other group. And they were flagging us down, telling us, please help us. This guy's a pedophile and he won't leave us alone. And at first I thought they were joking. He's like, no, really, please, help us, help us. This guy won't leave us alone. He's harassing us and he's a pedophile. He's being very creepy. And so I told Maddie to stop the tubes and help me up because I don't walk very well, especially in that river.
And who's Maddie?
Maddie Cohn. She was traumatized and had to go home.
Is she just a friend or?
She's a friend of ours, yeah. Okay. Part of our group. Instead of helping me up, she took off running over there. And I was worried that group of kids against that one guy, they were, that group of kids, I was worried that they were all going to gang up on him and something bad was going to happen to the 52-year-old guy.
And my 52-year-old guy?
We read in we saw the sheriff's thing this afternoon.
Oh, I wasn't sure he made a press release.
He did, yeah.
So the 52-year-old guy
is our suspect. Okay. Fuck, I lost my train of thought.
That's right.
Sorry.
That's all right. I've been interrupting. I apologize.
So, the 52-year-old guy was standing over him. I was worried something was going to happen to him. So I told my son, I said, go make sure that, they don't attack that guy. and tell him to leave them alone as I was trying to get up and make my way over there. We just wanted to shoo the guy away. I figured he'd go away if he saw people intervening. And next thing I know, as everyone's running at me, he stabbed me, you know. And I saw the guy get punched and fall down. And
who's the guy?
No,
that's okay.
The suspect.
Okay.
You know, I saw him flailing wildly, but I didn't realize he was stabbing everyone. And next thing I know, I'm dying. I can't breathe. You gotta, you know. And I tried to get her in a tube so we could float her down and get her off. And it was just utter chaos from that point. But they were stabbed, and then carrying his bowels, and just, you know, put them back inside him. And I just grabbed for the nearest. I screamed at Gina, my girlfriend. I screamed at her to get me a towel so we could try and. It was a huge wound, but I knew we had to try and stop the bleeding somehow. I'll be honest, I had no idea. I was just hoping on a prayer there. But that's literally, you know, he was gone. You guys, we did what we could to, you know, make sure everyone was okay, get people off the river that we could, and wait for you guys.
Can you? And I'm gonna ask you some questions. All I'm trying to do is visualize the scene in my mind, right? So there's this group that Isaac was with.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
They were on the opposite side of the river.
And they is the group that Isaac was with.
Yes.
Okay.
The group Isaac was with was on that side of the river. We were over here, and their tubes were lined up here in front of the 52-year-old suspect, and he was standing here, okay, and blocking them.
So he was downriver of.
Yeah.
The
He was. And he kept moving to prevent them from moving down the river. And Maddie, you know, saw the kids, and you know, she's a tough gal, you know. But,
so what is it that Maddie did? Can you describe that to me?
She walked over there and said, "You leave them kids alone and get the out of here." That's what she did.
And then what happened?
She came. Next thing I know, she's like, "He punched me, Quentin. He punched me." They said he slapped her, but. Yeah, whatever, he hit her. And when he hit her, that's when, you know, I don't know who stepped in. I just know it, you know. And I saw the kids from the other group kicking the guy, you know.
Who's the guy?
The 52-year-old suspect.
Okay.
And so I said, "Stop them," you know. And I was yelling, "Stop," you know, because I didn't know he had stabbed anyone. I thought, you know, what I thought was going to happen had happened, and they were, you know, I figured the guy was probably drunk and being an idiot, but, you know, probably didn't have any. I didn't think he was going to hurt anyone. You know, I just figured he was being a dumb drunk.
Do you know why? Whether or not you had conversations out there through hearsay, and if so, let me know. Do you know why the first group was calling him a pedophile?
I don't know why they were calling him a pedophile. All I know is I thought they were joking at first, but then, I mean, they were literally crying out to us, you know, "Please help us. We're not joking. Please help us. We need help. Somebody help us, you know. This guy's a pedophile and he won't leave us alone. We're not joking. This guy is a pedophile and won't leave us alone." So I don't know if he was trying to take one of the boys or one of the girls in their group, or I think it was just boys in their group. Was it just boys? Yeah. So, you know, I think we all just thought he was going to go away, you know, if we intervened. And
did you see the initial slap and or punch?
I didn't.
No,
I did not. I didn't see it. Like I said, I was.
That's perfectly acceptable. There's a lot of people that did.
I've got huge bone spurs on my heels. I barely walk on dry land. And I'm trying to walk on those craggy rocks, and I was using my tube for support to try and, you know, get over there. Because I know I'm a bigger guy. And,
were you involved in physical altercation?
No, I never made it over there.
Never made it? Okay.
Well, I got about halfway across the river, and I had to carry her off the river. She helped me get her into a tube so that we could float her down to that exit, or, you know, wherever I got off the river. But, you know.
Did you see the knife at all?
I never saw the knife.
Did you?
It had to be some type of hunt knife with a tendon cover the way he cut 8 people.
The 52-year-old who we're describing as a suspect. Did you see him at all?
Mm-hmm.
What did he look like?
Trust me, I'm not saying this to be racist. I'm saying this because this is the only way to perfectly describe him. He looked like the stereotypical pot-bellied, scummy Russian you see in the movies. He had the chain around his neck. He had, had that pot belly, wearing, the shorts that don't quite look like swim trunks, and just his walk, it looked like that guy you would see in the movies. They got a much better look. I was probably 30, 40 yards away. They were much, much closer than I was.
Okay.
So, like I said, I'm slow on my feet. I feel terrible that I couldn't get there fast enough. And I normally carry my gun everywhere, and I thought, we don't need a gun on the river. So it's sat in my car. Believe me, I feel like.
Do you know?
I wish I could have done more.
I just want you to know that if at any time that you need to take a break, don't be afraid anytime you want to stop talking about it or whatever. And just know that any question that I ask or while you're talking, you can't simply remember, it's fine. If you don't recall, you don't recall. Okay? The reason we are reaching out to you is obviously you were part of the group a part of the group with one's involved. And with the chaotic thing that was going on, I know somebody might have talked to you that day, but it wasn't as good as it should have been, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I'll just start. It's my understanding that you are coworkers with Nick.
Yes, he works in the other building.
Okay. And how long have you known that?
Well, I've been here 27 years. He must be at least maybe just over 20, I would think.
And you know him?
Yeah. Probably 20, I'll say like 22, 23 years. He's
Okay.
been here. I'm not quite sure. It's around there.
And then, so that whole entire 20 years, because when you spoke to your husband, you said that you guys hang out. You're friends, like acquaintances. But you said he's known it for about 10 years. Is that about the time that you guys kind of started hanging out regularly?
Well, no, it's probably, no. We hang out. We started hanging out probably when his wife retired.
Okay, so his wife used to work here?
Yeah.
Sandra or Sandy?
Sandy, yeah, she was a supervisor in another building. And then when she quit, it's probably been, we started hanging out probably, been in our house for 7 years. I'll say 3 years.
3 years is when you kind of started normally
Yeah.
hanging out. And
Yeah.
it's my understanding, like you guys would go to their house, they come to yours, you go out to dinner or
We'd
something
have
like that.
Lots of coworkers come over. She'd invite coworkers over, and everybody's friends with him, and everybody's shocked.
Right. So about Nick, what, and your friendship with him, what do you know about him? Can you just kind of describe him? What do you know about him? His story, where he came from, his history, what his likes
he
are?
came from Romania. He's just an outdoorsman, likes to fish and hunt. I don't remember ever going hunting, but fishing and just being outside and quiet, just calm. Doesn't like a lot of noise and chaos, and we have a lot of parties. Everybody's Cuban, so they like music, and it's too loud. But yeah, he's just a very calm, caring guy who would help whenever we needed help with something that would break down. He'd come over and fix it, or help Ernesto fix something, and just always helping out, always helping people.
Do you know he came from Romania? You know what age he came from Romania?
Age? No, he was I think he was I'm not sure.
Young kid?
Maybe a teenager, I think. 'Cause
He went to high school.
I don't know, but it's on I'm guessing like a teenager.
So speaking with Ernesto, he thought that Nick had been in the military. He mentioned that.
I don't know.
But, okay, so the way Ernesto just explained it to us, and my understanding of it was, when he talks to Nick or his conversations about the military or veterans, it just seemed like he was one. Is that something that you recall or you can remember?
No.
Nothing ever that led to you that he was ever in the military, or he, for lack of a better term, somebody that wished he was. He kind of acts that way.
No. No, I don't think so.
No.
No.
Nick ever expressed to you any, like, oh, I took this class, I did this, or like self-defense, or
Self-defense? I don't think he took any self-defense.
did he ever talk about his time back when he was younger in Romania, any military training that he had? Is that what Ernesto was talking about?
Farm and he had German shepherds.
In Romania, I'm assuming?
I don't know about any military.
No.
No.
Since you're at work, you work with them. There ever been any type of workplace issues with them or anything like that?
Not that I know of. No, I've never heard of anything. He hangs out with all the office people. They go for walks every day at their lunch. One lady over there, they go for a walk every lunch at their lunch. They have an hour lunch. I'll be at half hour because he works in the office area. So every day they would go for a walk.
Okay. And have you ever seen him angry?
No, I can't say that I have. He's always the one that calms everybody down. I mean, we had a friend that had some issues, and he would always calm. We don't hang out with that person anymore, but because he was not a good person, he would calm everybody down. He's always take it easy. It's okay, relax, and that's how he always has been.
So my understanding, you and Ernesto have gone to the Apple River before?
We go every year.
Has Nick ever gone with you before there?
Yes, one time.
1 year, or maybe a year or two ago, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know if it was I think it was the year before. Maybe it was even twice. Maybe, but yes.
But do you know Nick of like being? You say he likes fishing and stuff, and you go out on the boat with him ever? Or
yeah.
Does he always carry a snorkel stuff? Is like he interested in finding stuff under the water, or what?
He's never brought the snorkel with us now. He might have brought it last time we went to the Apple River, because occasionally you do see people snorkeling looking for stuff. And he was out, we stopped the first time, and he was snorkeling on the other side of the river, just looking for stuff. He's like, oh, I found a quarter or whatever. And I'm like, oh, great.
Okay. So, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm trying to figure out the connection with your group and everybody. This is what I've come up with so far. Okay. At first I thought it was, did Ernesto ever work with Nick? Or no?
He didn't work with them. He worked here.
Okay.
But he was in a different department.
Okay.
He was like an engineer at first, and then he moved up to the office area. So no, we never like physically worked together. I have never worked with him. He's never worked with him. He's just in the company.
Right. So you guys you like to go to the Apple River. You invited Nick and Sandy.
Mm-hmm.
Ernesto, I'm assuming, invited his nephew, and that's how these other people, and Eric, and it's his cousin.
Eric, we don't know. It was the first time we met him.
Right. So it didn't seem there's a lot of first time meetings, is what I.
Probably with Eric, because we just met him. Nick, I think, pretty much knew everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Once or twice before, maybe.
Yeah.
Is what my understanding was.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to the Apple River around. You guys went to River's Edge. You met up.
Yeah.
Can you kind of just describe the day from there?
Yeah, we just got there and we got everybody together and went and got our stuff, and we started setting up the tubes, and we just got in and started going, and just cruising along. We stopped at the part where they have that bar area, and that's where everybody stops, and we sat there and we ate. We brought Jimmy John sandwiches and chips and all kinds. So we ate there and then kind of talked to everybody there. Everybody kind of talks to each other when you're at the river, and And then we just kept going, and yeah, I mean, it was just casual floating down the river. And I was on one side, he was on the other side. I couldn't really see him. Yeah, Nick was kind of on the other side, so I couldn't really see everybody on the other side. But yeah, it was just a normal day tubing down the river.
And then, so you mentioned stop at the bar. Was there like?
Well, it's not like a bar.
Well, up on the shore, there's a bar,
that,
right? And
that place. Yeah.
Bathrooms.
Yeah.
We call it the Hideaway.
Yes, that's
so. There's everybody usually congregates there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
When you guys were there, or any time floating down the river, did you observe any confrontation between a member of your group or your group with anybody else?
No.
The entire time, everything was just kind of.
Not at any time before the incident. There was nothing.
And prior to the incident, obviously, everybody was drinking, right? Mm-hmm. Was there anybody in your group overly intoxicated?
No.
From your viewpoint or anything like that?
No.
Did you see Nick to be consuming any alcoholic beverages?
He had beers, but he's not like a heavy drinker. I mean, he'll even dump beer out and pour water in it. And then because everybody's like, have a beer. And no, I got it. And he puts water. Like if he has a bottle, we don't have bottles, but we're at the house, he'll pour it out and put water in it. He's not a heavy drinker at all.
Okay. Did you know Nick?
He carries a knife. I mean, usually when we're going outside somewhere, we used it to tie the tubes together and you cut the rope. I think he used it then. But yeah, usually we carry a small knife for cutting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But did he have it on him? I guess he did. I don't know. When we were going down the river.
And that kind of reminds anything that we talk about today. I want, if you could, whatever you recollect, not anything that you've read, just your first-hand account of the thing. So if there's any time where you might be thinking, like you said, I guess he did have it on him. I was at,
He did have it on him.
Okay, you saw the knife?
Well, I don't know if he had it on him when we were going down the river, but it was before we got in the water. Because they were cutting the string and because it was too short and they got to make it longer or whatever.
Do you remember seeing the knife when he was cutting the string?
I saw it, yeah.
Can you describe what it looked like when he was cutting the string?
It's just like a little thing. It must fold up. It's like a little... I can't describe my hunter something.
You know the color of the blade?
The blade?
Yeah, the knife portion.
Silver.
Did you see the handle?
No, I mean I wasn't like glance.
But it's fair to say you saw him use a knife to cut rope.
I did, yes.
Okay.
But it was just a brief second. I just cut this part and.
Right. And I'm not expecting you to be studying a knife because who would have ever thought, right? You'd be sitting in the van. Okay. So, we're pulling down the river. You stop at the Hideaway. My understanding, somebody loses a phone. Is that what you recall?
That was towards where it happened. It wasn't there.
Okay. That was after the Hideaway?
Yeah.
When we get to the point where somebody loses his phone, what's the conversation like and what happens?
So, we were going along, and I think Ariel, he was in control of the music. So he was trying to change his song or whatever, and then he said, he said, I lost my phone. I dropped my phone. And he was not even, it really wasn't even a big deal to him. My sister-in-law said, hey, why? She was upset. I'm like, it's just a phone. And he's like, yes, I'll get another one tomorrow. It's okay. And then that's when we stopped up on the side. And then Nick's like, well, you know what? I can probably go find it. Because it was in one of those big pouch things.
Thing that floats?
Yeah, or I don't know if it floats. I don't know. But it was in a waterproof sealed thing. So we just sat there and we're just sitting there.
Now, not to cut you off, before that, is there any time Well, there's conversation about looking for a phone. Is anybody saying, I don't want to stop here, let's just go?
No, because we do stop quite frequently.
No indication of anybody saying that there's too many people around, we don't want to stop here?
No, all the people were way on the other side. And we were way up here under this tree.
Yep.
And, there's no big deal. Like, we always stop. Okay, he wants to go see if he can find it and take a look. So we're just sitting there.
And is it Nick?
Nick.
You're talking about Nick stood up and said he wanted to go find it, or no?
Yeah, he said, I could probably go take a look and find it. I'm like, well, probably not, but if you want to.
Did he take anything with him when he went to go look for it?
I didn't see him leave. Actually, I was just sitting and he just walked. I didn't see him. I didn't see where he went.
Gotcha.
I mean, I don't know what direction he went to. I was over here looking this way. And we were there for, I'd say, about 10 minutes. And then Sandy kind of looked and said, Nick's in trouble, Nick's in trouble. And then I'm like, and I was still sitting and like, Nick's in trouble, somebody help him, somebody help him. And then I got up, I'm looking. I never saw Nick down there. I never saw any of our group down there. And I never saw Nick down there. And I'm just looking, I just see people just going every which way. I didn't see any blood or anything. And I'm like, what's going on? There's a big fight going on. And then they're all like freaking out. And I'm like, I don't see Nick. I don't know, what are you talking about? And then I was handed a phone. I think Tatiana called the police. But she handed me the phone. And I'm like, there's something going on. We're at the Apple River floating. And there's something happening. There's a fight. I don't know what's going on. And I just myself. And I took up. And after that, Nick came back. And I just looked at him. I'm like, what happened? He's like, they called me a pedophile. They took my snorkel. They attacked me. They threw me on the ground and were attacking me. And I'm like, okay. And I thought, in my mind, I thought there was some kind of fight going on, and maybe he kind of bumped into them. There was something else going on. I did see the kid on the side. I thought maybe he knocked his head or maybe got water in him. I didn't know anything about a stabbing or anything at that time. And then we sat there. He looked like kind of stunned and shocked. And then I think he sat down. He didn't say another word. He didn't say nothing, and everybody's just like looking around. And I said, well, let's just wait here. I see the police. The police are here. So let's just wait and see. Maybe they want to talk to Nick because he was part of the thing. And there were so many people down there. And this is what I don't understand, how the police were there. He didn't say nothing. He just kind of sat, like, stunned. And I'm like, well, this is kind of weird, but somebody had to have seen him come back to us. I know we were kind of far away, but there's like 40 people down there, and they're just scrambling around. If he did do something, somebody had to have seen him come back to us. The police were there, and I said, let's wait a little bit and just see if they call us over. And I would say, somebody would, hey, there's the guy. The police are there. There's the guy. He's up there. He walked that way. And nobody did. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, they must got it under control. They must not need us. That's what I'm thinking. And so we sat there for another few minutes, and it's like, okay, well, I guess we go. And this is the part that if I knew then what I know now, we would not have gone down that river. I would have been like, something happened, you gotta go. if I saw something really, if I thought that he did something or I saw it, I'd be like, what do you gotta go, you gotta, and I thought he would even like stop and say, hey, something happened, I have to go. I would think he would have said something like that. And we're all there, and it's, I don't know, it's terrible for us, because now we're getting all this crap. People, I don't know, I got a phone call this morning, and it was nobody on the line. And so we're all scared. So we got to the end of the river, and police were there, and they said, come here, and he went. And then that's when, we found out what happened. And that's pretty much it.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I just, it's tough. It is. I can't imagine what your mind's going through. Or, like you said, you're scared and people are calling in and get it. I mean, I can empathize with it. I've never been in your situation, but just know that through this incident, my name is everywhere too. And I feel that. So, while you're floating, so you're sitting there and you describe Nick as, so I get it right, they called me a pedophile, they attacked me, they pushed me down, and they took my snorkel. Okay. Do you ever remember saying they took my knife?
No.
Okay. And then after he says that, did he just sit down in his tube, or what else did he do?
He just sat down.
Do you ever remember him like getting dressed or anything like that?
No. Dressed.
Well, I mean, as like obviously people wearing swim trunks. Did he ever put on a shirt, sunglasses, and a hat and sit down in the tube?
I don't know.
There you go.
When you were, can I interrupt?
No.
When you were first alerted by Sandy that there was a problem, sounds like previous to that, you weren't really paying attention to what was going on. You're just kind of.
No, and I was sitting in the tube where I couldn't even see down there.
So when you first were alerted, and sounds like Sandy might have been a little panicked based off how you were telling the story, saying, "Oh my God, Nick needs help. Someone go help him," or something to that effect. Correct? Mm-hmm. From that point forward, what did you see up there? I mean, to me, I think you would look up and say, "Well, what the heck's going on?" Right?
Yeah, I did.
What did you see
when you saw people just running around? It looked like there were still people. It looked to me like there was a fight going on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't see, like I said, when I got up to look, I didn't see Nick or anybody with us. It was just, it looked like there was a fight going on. I'm like, well, they're all fighting, to me. But I guess they were just scrambling because of what happened.
When did you first notice Nick and Ernesto and Ariel? From at that point, like where were they when you first noticed them?
They were with us.
Because at some point they were over there and then they came back.
Yeah, I don't.
We know that.
I don't know about Ernesto. I know Ariel.
Mm-hmm. And so we understand that during events that are traumatic, you don't always notice certain things. Sometimes you become hyper focused on certain things. So by no means do we think that you're not giving us the full story. Like, we just want to know what you saw. So what we know now, after watching the video that we have, after kind of going through all the evidence that we have, we know that Nick was up there, he had the altercation, and that Ariel had gone up to see what was going on. I'm assuming at the time Sandy said he needs help.
Yeah.
And then Ernesto had also run up there.
Okay.
So, and then they walked back to your group. So I'm curious if at any time you noticed that, like them walking back.
No.
Okay.
I didn't even know they were down there.
Okay.
Well, I knew they went down there, but I didn't see them go down there. But I don't know.
So can you try and remember, like, at the point of the chaos that's going on, right? When did you, like, notice Nick, and when he was, where was he, and after as the chaos is going on?
I didn't see him. I mean, I didn't see him. I just saw him when he came back, and there was still it was calming down, but it was still some scrambling people, and then I still just thought there was a fight going on. I saw the police.
Did you ever see Nick go to the other side of the river or anything like that?
I never saw him go to the other side of the river.
Okay.
Because I wasn't paying attention. I was just sitting, talking to, I think, Ernesto's sister.
When Nick came back and you said that the public file, was he speaking to the group?
He was looking at me, but I'm sure he was talking to the group. Because I said, what happened? What was going on?
Yeah.
And he was looking at me.
Can you describe his demeanor when he was saying that, or what he looked like?
He was just kind of standing there, like, they call me a pedophile. They call me a pedophile. They attacked me. They threw me down. They took my snorkel, and then he just stood there, just kind of frozen.
Is that normal behavior for Nick, that you've known him for?
Well, he wasn't like going. He was still calm. I mean, slightly calm, but he did look shaken up and stunned.
Anything you noticed about his complexion? Did it change? Was he? I guess people use this expression and other things. Ghostly white, pale at this point, like you just saw a ghost.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I just outside. I mean, examining his skin.
No, I get that, and that we understand when we ask questions that you're not thinking of that stuff at the time. We just,
sometimes things pop up in your mind as we, ask questions, and
He had like you saw a ghost kind of look on his face, but at his complexion, I can't.
Right.
Did you ever? So, you're married to Ernesto. Obviously, Ernesto's can speak Spanish, and it sounds like his family can speak Spanish, including Ariel. Have you learned Spanish or anything like that?
I mean, I know a few words.
A few words.
But, yeah, no, I know.
So we had spoken with Ariel and his wife and girlfriend. Sorry. And it sounds like there was a conversation between those two after the incident happened that they were speaking in Spanish. Do you remember that at all? And if you do you remember what they said?
No.
Okay.
No. But everybody was talking to each other. But no, I don't know.
Well, what was the gist of the conversation?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see it.
No. Oh, no. I'm saying, like you said, everyone was kind of talking to one another.
We were just wondering what happened. And then even when we got to the end of the river, I thought, they probably just want to take him in because he was part of the incident. They probably just want to question him still. And then the police told us what happened. And then we were just kind of in shock.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't know what to do, and just got her stuff and tried to figure out where Sandy was. We went to get Sandy. We took her home, and that's all.
Well, if you want to just take me that day and tell me everything.
Yeah, it was a day I'll never ever forget, honestly. When our 4th birthday was me and 3 other family members, and riding down, we were probably on Apple River for about an hour. We got to a place where it was shallow, so that's usually the place where people can stand up, you can get off, you can readjust yourselves, stop and take a break if you like. So it's very shallow water. I remember sitting down and the rocks were just hitting my butt or my behind and my back. It was very low. I could touch out and feel the ground. And so we had our music playing and we hear arguing. So, we're not paying attention to it because we didn't come there for that. But we hear arguing, and in the midst of arguing, I hear someone arguing on this side, I hear someone arguing to the left and to the right. So I can tell they were across the lake from each other. And that's when somebody, or an elder or an older Caucasian man, walked past our raft. We had our 4 rafts tied up together, so we were in the group together. But I didn't look up and watch him because I had my sunglasses too. Or I didn't see his face directly, but I saw what he had on, or his basketball shorts. And he walked across and sort of bumped our tubes, but wasn't paying attention to us. I could tell it wasn't like directed towards us. He was going towards the group on the left side. And so then the commotion and the arguing got louder because we were hearing it over our music. And so then I'm like, okay, so we maybe got, distance-wise, maybe 75 feet from, I floated like 75 feet from where we did hear the arguing, still in the same shallow area though. And then I hear it screaming. And so we turn around, and that's when my brother, Larry, he was like, sis, you seeing this? And I'm like, seeing what? So then that's when we all get off of the raft. And so we stop it because the current was pulling us. So then that's when I see a guy just stab some poor boy in the stomach and go straight down. And then that's when I saw him trying to put his intestines back in his stomach. He was trying to, still processing what was happening. Everybody was screaming around. The people who were trying to grab the knife from the man, it was like a lady and 3 other maybe teens. She was stabbed and she floated down the river. That's when she floated to us, and we put her on our raft and was holding her insides in because she was still just bleeding out and crying. And so then that's when I got my phone out the plastic bag and called the police and was like, dang, how are we going to stop this? Because we floated, or we were near a bridge where the water did start to get deep, but there was a grass-heeled area where we could have pulled our stuff off, and it happened to be under a highway, so someone was able to run up and get whatever highway that was, someone else who was a bystander. But then the other people rushed to go help him, the guy who had his intestines out, and another person was trying to grab the knife from the guy, but still 2 other people got stabbed after that. And then there were maybe, well, as we got to the grassed area and we were helping the girl, we were keeping her calm. I was on the phone with the police at that time trying to give them the location of where we were on the river. And then we saw people running through the wooded area. So I think it was the owner of Apple River and his the workers, the people who worked at the river, because they were already in the trees and they were coming down and trying to climb down from the area and asking us what was happening. And then he walked, but the male, he walked upstream. So we were floating down, but he continued to walk upstream towards the camping area that we passed. And we told him what we saw and the weapon that we saw there too. And he vanished fairly quickly, or I don't think he was running, but you know, with all the commotion, we were more concerned about all the blood in the water, intestines floating, and other people who were severely bleeding. And so at that point, it was really just, let's help the people who were hurt instead of going to chase after the guy. And then luckily the police came maybe 10 or 15 minutes after at that, where the bridge was. They were able to come down off the highway and come to that area. And the majority of people who were stabbed or helped were able to get help there and carried up to that way, and the ambulance came.
Sure. What, who are the 3 people that you were with?
Yes, my brother Larry, I think he probably gave you guys my number because he did say that you all reached out.
Yeah.
And then his girlfriend at the time.
And that was Mercedes?
Yes, okay. Yep. And then my spouse at the time, and my children's father, Kimani, his brother.
How do you spell Kimani?
K-E-M-A-N-Y.
Gotcha. Do you talk to Kimani often, or?
I do. We were just together last weekend for our son's birthday. I do. It's in my heart to get his hold of because he broke his phone, but he's on social media.
That's very on set as well.
Yeah.
If you do ever have the opportunity, tell him that I'd like to talk to him as well.
Yes.
You know, we could do something over the phone too if that would work for him. Just let him know. It'd be a quick, sit down and talk, and we'd really like to hear, what he saw and experienced that day.
Yes. Oh yes. Yes.
So you said that you saw the older male walk up the stream, and the older male, you're talking about the male that had or stabbed people.
Correct. Yes.
Did you see where he went upstream?
Well, upstream, after the shallow area, before we get to the shallow area, it gets tons deeper. Like they do tell us, like, you know, you might not be able to stand there. So he was off to the side, and I wanted to say he got off, but he was near the, it was like he was walking up to the wooded area, because it is the woods next to there. So it was still in the water, but shallow enough to where a few more steps he would have been up into the wooded area.
Did you see where he went after that?
No. No, once we got the young lady on our raft and I was on the phone with the police, we were just telling everybody else to see if we can help the guy who was holding his intestines, or if they could try to help him so we can get the police over to him. But at that point, we started helping people instead.
Sure. Good for you. Good job on calling 911 as well. So I did listen to that call. Just a couple of things maybe you could elaborate on.
Yeah.
So the incident takes place. Is it a lot of commotion and screaming?
Yes.
Can you describe that a little bit more?
I think everything. It was a shock. It was a shock for everybody, because at first you see the stabbing. I think the first part was the blood in the water. You know, we were all floating, but then the water turned red. That was like an instant. That's when people were starting to pay attention and notice, like, hey, something's going on here.
So sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
But so the blood is what attracted your attention to the incident? Is that?
Well, I think the blood is probably what started off the screaming, because there was already commotion from the arguing. So I think the arguing, things were already intense. We noticed the arguing. Once he got stabbed and we realized, like, oh, this is not just a poke. This is really, someone's getting gutted. Like, it was really intense. So that's when blood spread quickly. And that's when people started to panic, or other people, they saw the blood and just backed up. Didn't start helping anyone, just like froze. And I'm like, okay, I'm sort of there too, but this is where it's going to start moving quickly and things can get worse for everybody if we don't take action. So that's when I think that it started to click to everyone, and people did start screaming after. It wasn't no more arguing. Now it was like, oh no, oh my gosh, so everything became more intense within the matter of seeing blood, unfortunately.
So did you see you saw the older male approach the group, you said,
yes, right? Yes.
Is there a way that you could estimate where that older male, where you first saw him, and how far he approached the other group?
Oh yeah, it was like across stream. So when the shallow area, how far is that apart?
Is there a landmark out the window that would be kind of a distance?
Yeah, so from where we are to about that light pole right there.
Okay. So
like that's how wide the river or lake was. The older male, he was on the right side here. There were some other people over there, but it wasn't significant enough to pay attention to. And then the younger group, they were on the left side, and we were floating through. And then so we hear the arguing, and when he walked across us, he bumped our tube. So we did notice like somebody was walking across. But I mean, it's Apple River. I didn't think anything of it. And then that's when the arguing got louder, and then it was a yell, or it was like a yell or a yell. And then that's when my brother was like, hey, are you seeing this? And then that's because my back was turned when I was floating. I was straight ahead. So after it passed, and they were already about 75 feet, we've passed them, but still in the area of vicinity. I turned around and I'm like, oh. And so then that's when I put my feet down and stopped everything from floating. And yeah, it did not make sense. It was, they were far enough apart to where it didn't have to go that way and to walk that far across over to their group. Sure. It was definitely like a confrontation that was escalated.
Just to clarify that, the two groups weren't closing towards each other. It was...
Oh, yeah, no. That other group, they were, the younger group had more people in them, but they were stationary. Like, you could get out. It seemed like they were getting out to drink or eat their food or had snacks. They had their bags with them, and they had a cooler, music. So they had their stuff as well, and they were stationary. They weren't floating down. Someone kept them still in that area on that side. And the other group as well, I mean, they were stationary too. They had some of their tubes pulled off into the side. Some people were standing up outside of tubes. So it seems like they were there long before us. We just floated through.
And did you see a weapon at any time?
The only weapon I saw, or even when the guy walked by us, I didn't see a weapon.
Okay.
But as soon as I turned around, there's this long knife that he had, and I'm like, what? And that's what shocked me, because when he walked by, I did not see that. I didn't think that's what was going to happen when he walked over there. I thought it was just an argument, or, I don't know, hit him with a bottle. But
yeah. So at what point did you see the knife? Was there already chaos and people that were injured?
I saw the knife. Well, yeah, I saw the knife once it was put into the male's body. He went in and went down, and then that's when the intestines fell out. He pulled the knife out. I saw people trying to swing and grab the knife or stop him, and that's when he just went and stabbed everybody who came at him. He was just poking people. And
so
then,
the first male that you saw injured was the one with the stomach injury?
Yes. Okay. Yep, he did walk up first, and he must have saw the knife first, because he did walk up a little hostile, but I understand if you did see a knife and you're coming at a group of teenagers, I do understand that.
Sure.
But he was defensive. He told him, like, hey, put that down, or, put it away, and sort of put his hands up or fist up, and then it was, it didn't go good from there.
Did you see the other people wounded?
Yes, there was
did you see the physical action that the older male did to wound the other people?
Yeah, three of them.
I think stabbing?
It was 3 of them. 3 of them I did see, because then that's when they were over the younger girl who was floated to our raft. She was with someone else, another guy as well, who had minimal injuries, was still stabbed, but minimal. He was able to walk over and help us or guide us to the side as well. So he was fine, but yes, those were all the people who tried to stop, put his hands out, don't do this, and the guy just stabbed everybody who was in his way.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can you describe when the other people were stabbed a little bit more? Do you have any more detail to add on that?
Well, for the two that I did see, the guy, after the young male was stabbed in his stomach, it's hard to explain because I'm trying to visualize it.
No, and the best way you can do it is great.
Well, first, I did see the other guy swing. So the one who was not as injured, he did sort of swing at him, but that is when he missed. He didn't hit him, and the guy did come around and. I'm trying to think, where was he stabbed? It was either a side or the side of his arm. It was on a side as well, a side or a side of his arm. I couldn't remember if it was the arm or the side right here. And then same for the girl. She came up and tried to push him, but wasn't successful. Didn't have enough reach, and he went right for her side, right, or on one of these sides, on the side right here, and stabbed her in the stomach. And that's when she dropped her. She was trying to walk away, and then she just dropped in the water, and we added her to our tube.
Did you see anyone else that was injured?
I didn't at that point, or once the people close to, or we saw the ones close to us were stabbed, we started helping them because they just seemed disconnected. They seemed like they were just going to fall in the water and just let the water take them, or just drop somewhere. And I'm like, oh no, it's not good either. So after the male and the female, once they were close to us, we gathered them, and then we yelled to someone else to help the guy, because the guy was still in the water trying to put his intestines back in his stomach. So we were yelling to other people, help him. He needs help too. Someone try to help him. But after that, no, I didn't. I heard there were other people stabbed, but I didn't pay attention to that. And then that's when maybe the workers were coming about 10 minutes after to try it. And they were asking us as well, where did you see him? Which way did he go? And I couldn't tell them too much besides he went upstream. He was sort of near the shallow area by the woods. That's all I saw of him walking off.
Sure. In your call, you said that he's dead. Do you know who you're referring to at that one?
The guy with his intestines out. So through the time of events, he was standing at first. He was standing, trying to hold his stomach in, and then it happened quickly. Probably about a minute or two later, He ended up dropping to the water, and he's still trying to grasp. He's touching himself. He's looking at everybody else. And then that's when I just stopped seeing him move. I didn't see him move anymore. There was more blood filling up the lake, and I mean, I've been through enough to know that there's only so much longer you can hold on after that.
What do you mean by saying that the blood was filling up the lake?
It was, well, when he first got stabbed, yes, there was blood dripping out, but they left him in the water. So as he was still in the water, laying down, intestines exposed, floating in the water, it was just more blood that piled in. The lady that we helped, she was bleeding from her stomach. The other guy, he was bleeding from his arm or stomach. So it was just, you started to see, or the people who were stabbed stayed in the water longer, so you can just tell, like, the water, that side of the river, it was quite a bit of blood. It turned, I mean, the water's not clear. It was definitely brown, but...
So the water was turning red?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Can you describe the knife at all?
Oh, it's interesting. It was hard to describe because when I saw it specifically, it was inside of the guy. But when he pulled it out, I want to say it had to be about, the blade at least had to be longer than my hand. So from hand to maybe like wrist. It wasn't a small knife. It wasn't something that was small. And I remember because all of their stab wounds were huge. All the gouges that I was seeing, they were huge. It wasn't anything like a 4 or 6 inch knife. It had to be at least 6 inches. And the way he was holding it though was very discreet. It was like not tucked, but like he kept it in a place where he had the handle but had it up against his arm. It wasn't like willy-nilly and free. It was very controlled, I can say. So.
And you're holding your hand down here, so almost like by his leg?
Yeah,
or
yep,
up
by
here?
his leg, by his side. It wasn't like, because I didn't see it when he walked over, and when he did stab, and while he was stabbing people, it was a very straight motion. Puts it back down, stab, puts it back down. It wasn't wild, it wasn't chaotic, it seemed kind of strategic. It was very, it was really controlled. It's like he knew what he was doing, and he was able to hit everyone he was going towards, so...
Just curious, you kept asking people if they needed water. Was that to wounded people or?
To anyone. Yeah, it was to anyone because well, Apple River, you do drink on the river as well. And that is the point where I saw that all the groups, they had beer cans and cases. Some were just holding them and I'm like, oh yeah. And then just in the commotion, I could just tell like everyone was crying and screaming. People's voices were cracking, and of course we always carried water or cases of water with us. We had enough, so just anybody who needed it, here was water. If you guys need it, take it. If you need to rinse something off, here. We've been in this water. We have blood and injuries and scratches for some people, or some people did. So it was just whoever needed it, whoever needed to take it, you have it. This was a situation where.
Sound like you're pretty level-headed in the phone call 911.
Yeah, I've been in crazy situations before.
What all you got? You got anything, Tom?
Yeah, you said there was a guy who had swung at the older male that had the knife.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Was that before or after you had seen him stab people?
So that twice. Okay, so the guy who got stabbed initially in the stomach, he did swing or put his hand out, or I don't know if he saw the knife first, but he was hands out, trying to push or hit. Couldn't tell because it was like a diagonal point of view. I could see the man's side back or his right side more than the person that was across to him. But then once the guy did get stabbed, the other younger male teen who was with the female that we had on our raft, he swung too to try to either stop him or grab the knife, or other people were trying to grab a knife, but a male did swing to try and hit him, but no, nobody was successful. I didn't see anybody.
And both times it was after someone had been stabbed, is what you're saying? Okay.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it wasn't before. Even when we were arguing, when we were going by, none of them were close enough to even touch each other.
both of these times someone had swung at him, was it the same person?
No, it was different.
Two different people?
Yep, it was different people.
Okay, but one of them was a guy who had come to your guys' group with the female that had come down to you, or is that not correct?
Yep.
Okay.
But they were a part of the group with the guy who had his stomach split.
Okay.
So yep, they were all in the same group. But just after he swung and got stabbed, he sort of drifted off. And once he saw his friend get stabbed, he fell. And then I don't know if the girl was his sister or maybe the person he was talking to, but he saw her stabbed. And that's when he came over to us, or, we were asking him, like, are you okay? And we were like, we're going to move her up here. Do you want to come over here? We're going to get out the water. And so then that's when we all sort of formed a group over here by the grass and by the bridge.
Okay.
Did you see anyone else with a knife?
I did not, no.
So it's the older male that we keep referring to, that's the only person that you saw with the knife?
Yes.
Can you describe the older male?
Honestly, I didn't see his face. I can say his body type. He was a heavier build, so maybe I could say around maybe 230 to 250 pounds. He had on basketball shorts, or either a dark blue, gray, or dark blue or black. Had an accent color in them. I can't remember if it was gray or something with basketball shorts. Didn't have a shirt on though. He didn't have a shirt on at the time. He did walk through, and I do remember seeing a sort of pudge or a belly. And then I could tell he was older because just the glimpse in his face, or I saw him briefly when he turned at like the back of his head, but I didn't see facial details. That was the only thing.
Anything from that incident that we didn't ask about that kind of sticks in your head?
It was just honestly how quick he vanished. He was gone so quick. It was like, yes, it happened. We're seeing this stuff. We're seeing everything. People start yelling. And it's like, I only saw the back of him walking for like 5 seconds. And then like he was not in view. Because then, once people started coming or asking questions or saying where he was, we're like, he just walked upstream because he like vanished. Once everybody started screaming, it just went quickly and he was like nowhere to be found. And I'm like, well, didn't I just see a guy just do all this? Like, where could he go on this river? And it's getting deeper up there. So that was the only thing that was interesting to me. I'm like, where did he go that quick? And how was he able to get out of here this quick? Like,
sure.
The woods over here. Yeah, that was the only thing. Besides that, it was a day to remember.
Okay. I appreciate your time. Thank you for meeting with us.
At the police station, Nikolai Mew is formally interviewed by investigators.
I understand you're married to Sandy.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Is she okay?
She is. Yeah.
You
I did talk to her. I talked to her for quite a while. I brought her to get dry clothes.
Where is she?
She is with Ernesto and Amy.
Okay, good.
They're taking good care of her. And then
Titi, my puppy.
She's headed home to take care of the dog. And she's also with Ariel and who's his girlfriend.
Oh God, I don't even know.
Is that Tatiana?
No, Tatiana. Tatiana is another girl.
Okay.
But she's not.
Hold on, they gave me.
Yes.
Oh, Sandy didn't know Ariel's girlfriend's name.
Neither do I.
Okay. But Ernesto and Amy came to where I was with Sandy, and they went and got the car. But I had brought Sandy to the car to get changed.
She was driving, right?
No, she was with me. I brought her from the river to the car so she could get clothes, and we brought the cooler back and put that in the car because she's got all the stuff.
All right.
Are you working anywhere now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where do you work?
I work at Reach Engineering as a mechanical engineer.
And what kind of engineering? What was that?
Mechanical engineer.
Yeah, what's the name of your employer?
Oh, Richie.
R-I?
TCHIE. Engineering. In Blooming. 55427, I think it is.
Okay. What was the last grade that you completed?
I have a bachelor's, and I have actually 2 degrees, one
Okay.
in engineering, one in mathematics.
Wow.
And I'm a class away from a master's in both. I'm not a dummy, and I've never had a run with the law except when I got the we'll go into that.
So where did you get your degrees from, your undergraduate
South
degree?
Dakota State University.
So the Bison?
No, the Jackrabbit.
Okay.
In Brookings.
And how about your master's degree? Where are you working on that?
I'm not working on it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I did pass the EIT so that I could work for the state as a licensed engineer, but I haven't had a chance to do that. For many years, I worked as a contracting engineer. And then for the past 16 years, I've been working with Ritchie Engineering, where I met Sandy.
Okay. What does Ritchie Engineering do? Like, what do they manufacture?
We do HVAC service equipment.
Okay.
Basically, we're the top tier of HVAC. We're like the top brand. And the top brand for that is Yellow Jacket.
Okay. And is that for the parts?
The brand of yeah. Everything we make there, we make it under the Yellow Jacket brand.
Got it.
But the company name is Ritchie Engineering.
Okay.
So what I do everything from hoses, recovery machines, all the electronics. I talk to customers. I get business. I do the documentation, the design. It's a small company, so I like to do everything. Testing, evaluation, you name it. You know, 16 years over there, and that's not even scratching the surface.
Really?
I have bigger dreams now, shattered, but anyway, I don't want to talk about them right now.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what happened. I just don't. I can't talk about it. I need to go one step at a time.
Yep. And if you have any questions along the way, Nick, just stop and ask me, okay? Or if you need to take a break, just...
How bad is it?
Well, can we get through this form and ask each other questions?
Yes.
I want to maintain the integrity of this investigation and your rights, and, so I want to get through this form, and then we can ask questions, okay? So I'm going to turn this around. I'll give you this pen. What I'll have you do is I'm going to read each... You seem to speak excellent English.
Yeah.
You can read...
Yeah,
and
Miranda rights, which have not been read to me when I was put in the car.
And that's okay, as long as they weren't asking you any questions, they don't need to.
Oh.
But I'd like to ask these questions, so that's why we're going to go through this right now,
Right.
okay? So I'll let you have that pen, and so I'm going to read these to you, okay? Mm-hmm. You have the right to remain silent.
Or just
you can check mark it, or some people put their initials. We'll have you sign it at the bottom, so that however you want to do that. Anything you say can be used against you in court or other proceedings. Mm-hmm. You have the right to consult an attorney before making any statement or answering any question, and you may have him or her present with you during questioning.
Okay.
And also, stop me, I talk kind of fast.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about this one.
Okay.
So, when do I see one? When do I get one assigned to me?
You would get one assigned to you, the soonest would be on Monday.
Oh.
So that would be the soonest. And
working hours.
Yeah, pretty much. Is how that works.
Okay.
So if you cannot afford to pay for an attorney, you may be eligible to be represented by an attorney from the office of the state public defender. If you desire an attorney from that office, you should contact their local office.
And that information would be provided to me, or?
Yes. So what happens is the jail provides that information every day to the public defender's office. Like, here's who's on the list.
Okay.
So some people come into jail and they either have a lawyer already because of other things, or they know a lawyer, or they're going to find their own. So these guys will let you use the phone if that's
I'll ask Sandy to look for me, if that's okay.
Oh gosh, yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm not going to see you and talk to you.
Nope, that's fine. If you decide to answer questions now, with or without an attorney, you still have the right to stop the questioning at any time, or stop the questioning for the purpose of consulting an attorney.
Yeah, I'd like to do that at some point.
Okay. You can just check mark that. We went over that. However, You may waive the right to remain silent, and you may answer questions now without an attorney. You can just check mark that I read that to you. You're not agreeing to anything right now. This is just that I stated these things to you. So this says the above rights have been read to me. I have initialed each paragraph, or in your case, check mark, to show that I understand each of my rights. I have received a copy of this form. So you sign it, and then I'm going to sign it, Nick, and then I'm going to give you a copy of it. All right, I'll sign here. And at 8:01. All right, okay.
Military time.
Sorry, do you want me to write it regular? Okay.
No.
I get so caught up in used to that.
Yeah.
My friends don't like it because in my vehicle, my own vehicle that I drive, it's military time, and so they're always asking me what time.
I have is military because I came from Europe. And
oh sure, yeah.
They call it military, but it's not military. It's
right, it's the
proper time.
Exactly. Well, good. At least then you know what it means then when I put the time on there like that. So I would like to ask you questions about your day today. What happened? Like how you guys got to be on the Apple River today, and then like what your day was like. It's up to you if you're willing to answer questions. If you decide that yep, I'll answer questions right now, and in 10 minutes you don't want to answer anymore, you just need to tell me that, okay? And if you don't want to answer questions right now, then that's fine too, and I will leave. It's up to you.
All I can say, it was self-defense. Self-defense. There were lots of people that came on to me. Self-defense, and they produced 2 weapons. One I took from them.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can tell. And they hit me, and they were on top of me, and I don't remember anything after that. I just remember I ran away. I ran away to my group. There were actually people coming over from my group to see what was going on. I said, nothing, just get back on. And they kept asking, and I said, nothing. I didn't explain to them anything because I was so fearful. I didn't know what these people were doing to us. I've never been in a situation like this where people produce weapons and they were saying, they were calling, I don't remember, but they said, don't run over, don't run from us, don't do this, you're a child molester, you're this. And I said, are you people drunk? Or you're a child molester. I said, the only thing I remember in my mind is, if I'm a child molester, should you be drinking? Should you be drinking alcohol and doing what you're doing to people that you don't even know, attacking them? And I said, if I'm a child molester, you should be having alcohol, And they took I was snorkeling, so they took my snorkel away. They threw it in the water. They grabbed my pants. One wanted to pull my pants down, and I grabbed onto him. And I don't know who that kid was, but he had a knife on him. And then there was another knife, a longer knife, looked like a kitchen knife. Kitchen or something, I don't know. And I don't know what happened to either one of them. I just know that when the kid attacked me, I took that from him.
The kitchen knife or the other
knife? No,
the
smaller knife.
Okay, what did that knife look like? Do you remember?
I don't even remember.
But it was smaller?
Smaller, yes.
Okay.
So, that's all.
How did you get to be by them? Or who are these people?
So, Ariel lost his phone.
Okay.
The phone was in the floor.
One of those bags?
Yeah. Okay. Everyone had one, but his phone was in the floater, so he says, well, let's go look for it. So I put my snorkel on, and I looked, and these guys found something. And they were talking about it, and I said, okay.
This group of people?
This group of people, yeah. I went over and I said, did you guys find the phone? And if you did, can I see it? Can I identify it? And they started calling me names. They got off of their tubes. They came at me. I said, all I need. And they were calling me all kinds of names, insulting me for being in the water with a snorkel. And I said, all I want, guys, did you find the phone? And I saw they had they had found something. All
Okay.
right. And I don't know if there was a phone or something else they found, but they wouldn't talk to me about what they found. And we were looking desperately to find this phone. And I know somebody found it, but I thought it was that group.
Okay.
You know, and then they went over, they came to me and they grabbed my snorkel and they threw it in the water. Well, the water was so fast, it went under. So I went out after it and they started, another group of mostly girls came over from the other side, yelling at me or calling me child molester and what something with something like that. And I went back. I actually after this incident, I don't even know what happened. I just know that they attacked me and I was in self-defense. I went into self-defense mode, and then I went over to my group of people. That was it. And they asked me what happened, and I wouldn't tell them. I said, I can't tell you. Let me calm down.
Okay.
I was shocked. So nobody on that knew exactly what happened. The only thing they said, well, you know, somebody got in an argument over there. Like, yep, let's just leave that alone. Don't go there.
Are you able to draw for me, like, where you were looking for the phone, like, and where was Ernesto and Sandy, and where was the school? Maybe it would help me kind of understand. Yep.
These guys were here. I don't know how many. There were quite a few.
Okay.
We were upriver about 100 feet. Our group was here. And
So you guys were in the water?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So we were in the water. And then there was another group of people over here that came to attack me. So there was this group of people here, this group of people that attacked me. They attacked me here.
So your group was floating down the river like this?
Actually, we're stopped. But yes, this is the
That's the direction you were going. Okay. So your group is stopped.
Yeah.
And who's looking for the phone besides you? Like, how do you know the phone's missing?
Oh yeah, we talked about it. I yelled.
Oh, okay.
It was so and I lost my phone. And I said, well, you didn't lose it. It's floating down the
Because
river.
it's in that bag.
Yeah. So let's go find it. You know. And he was over here pouting that he lost his phone. And I said, that's okay. I have my snorkeling gear. And then I heard this guy said that he found something. And when I was snorkeling down, I passed him. I kept looking, and then I came up. I came looking, and then they started yelling and screaming. And I said, did you guys find something? And I thought they did. And I know they did because they were hiding something from me. And then I went over there and they grabbed my snorkel, they threw it down. They got off their tubes. They came after me. They pushed me. One of them hit me, and then there was a girl that came from here and hit me in the back of my head. And I was about right there.
You said right here?
When she hit me, yeah.
And that's when the female hit you?
Yeah. And she was coming from another group over here. I don't know how many people were in there. But
Were these guys stopped?
Yes, in very shallow water.
Okay, so it's really shallow over here.
Shallow there.
Okay.
Pretty much the two sides are shallow. Yeah.
How deep do you think it was when you were like snorkeling around with your phone?
4 or 5 feet.
Okay.
Not very deep. And the water was very murky, so I could not see anything.
Really?
Through my goggles. But those goggles are lost. They took them, they grabbed them off my face and threw them in the water.
We found the goggles.
Oh, good. Thank you.
And the snorkel.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Are they connected?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And they're just like regular snorkel goggles, right?
Yeah, I had them over when I went to the Caribbean.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do they look like? Just to make sure we have the right one. White?
Transparent plastic with a white snorkel.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Is that it?
I think we have them. Was there any? Did it seem like these groups were together?
After they came after me, I don't know. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think so. I mean, I feared for my life. Tell you the truth, when they started hitting me and pointed a knife at me, and then another kid pointed a knife, I thought that was it for me. Luckily, I took it from one of the young kids, and I think that's my phone back.
What did you do with it?
I don't even know.
Okay.
I don't know. Absolutely, I don't know. I don't know if he got it back. I have absolutely no idea.
Did you hit him? Like, did the knife make contact with him?
That I don't remember.
Okay.
You were so close.
Sure.
And one had it in his hand, so I took his hand and I bent it and I poked him with his own hand. And then I took it from his hand and then I went and swung like this. So I don't know who I hit. I just know that I took the knife from one of the kids.
Okay.
The other one, I don't know what happened to. I didn't get hit. Because as soon as this happened, I started running across. So I went across to my group, and then my group was wondering what just happened. Was it? And I didn't want to tell them anything.
Just because you didn't want to.
I didn't want to get anybody aroused. I didn't want my group to go say, well, we're gonna go talk to those kids. No, they were too drunk. I believe they were too drunk and too set on going after people. I think.
What were these guys doing? Did they know anything was going on?
No.
So they didn't know you were getting punched or?
Well, they saw the scuffle because at one point, Ernesto was coming towards me like, hey man, did you find anything? And I said, no, I didn't. I don't know. These guys must have it or something. I don't know. And he says, okay, well, he will just get another phone on Monday. You were concerned about getting the phone. And like, okay, so what are you doing? I said, I don't know. I'm just gonna go late to sit in my thing. And then Sandy said, okay, are you okay? And said, I don't want to talk about it. You know, and then they asked me, hey, what do you want to do? You want to stay here? You want to go down? And I said, I want to go down. And then some girls from my group heard that something was happening over here, and they said, well, we're calling the police. And I think they called the police.
Okay.
One or two, I don't know.
Did you see any of that? What was going on?
No.
When they decided to call the police?
No.
Okay. No. Did you have a knife?
No, absolutely.
Okay.
I had one earlier that I used to cut, but right at the beginning, and I left it in the. I don't even know what I did with it. I think I either gave it to one of the people, or I put it back in my truck.
Okay.
Yeah. So it may have been. I tell you the truth, I don't even know.
And that was after you cut the string?
Yeah, we needed to have something to cut the string over there. They don't have any knives. So.
But you have them with you today, right?
The what?
A knife to cut. How did that?
I think it's in my car.
Okay.
Yeah. I think.
Did you drive or did Sandy drive?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know where it's at, to tell you the truth. It may be in one of the bags we had with us. It may have been in I don't know. Maybe I left it, put it back in the car. Because I went back with a bunch of, I had straps. I didn't want to pay for string. But they say string is cheap.
Well, they probably don't want you to have straps.
They told me, they said, yeah, if you have straps, there was a kid over there. If you have straps, no problem, but the string is free. So I said, okay, I'll take the string.
Okay.
You know, and then I took the straps back. So, because straps can puncture the...
Yeah.
So I had a whole bag of straps that I took back to my car.
Okay. And so maybe the knife was with the straps?
Probably.
Do you have any cuts or marks on you? Have you had a chance to look at your torso or?
Somebody was telling me that I'm bleeding from my ear, from my left ear.
Who told you that?
Oh, I think it was Amy. They said, make your bleeding from your left ear. I went like this, I went in the water, I cleaned, and I don't see any blood. You know, and I don't know if you see any cuts, but I don't.
Yeah,
so I don't know where why I was bleeding from my ear.
But Amy saw blood?
I think she says you're bleeding from your ear, Nick. And then I cleaned and I said, look, there is nothing. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it was blood or if it was weeds she saw. I have no idea. We were like, she was on the other side and I was just...
Yeah, so she's over here, right?
She's over here, yeah, right here.
Oh, so she's closest, Amy's over here, closest to the shore?
Yeah.
Okay.
With Ernesto right here. And I was over here somewhere in one of these.
Okay, and you got back in that tube then when it was time to go?
Got back in my own tube, yes.
Okay. Did Ernesto come and get you?
No.
Like, did anybody know that you were getting punched or?
No. No.
Was anybody?
They wanted to talk to me about the phone, if I found the phone, and what did those guys say, and I said, they probably did. They don't want to give it up. They attacked me, and that's it. And then I said, let's go. I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
So they don't know what happened here.
You didn't tell anybody?
No.
Okay.
No. You're the first one to know.
Okay.
That's why probably Amy and everybody else is so surprised.
Well, they're worried about you.
Yeah.
I mean, and even Ernesto was like, I don't know how the hell this happened.
They don't know anything because I didn't know what to tell them.
Yeah.
I really don't know. Everything happened so fast. I really don't remember why they attacked me. I don't know why they took my snorkel away. I don't know why one of them wanted to pull my pants down. I don't know why they were being so mean. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know. And why did they want to scare me with a knife? I just don't know why they're scaring people on the river. It's a family-oriented river with knives and you know what they did.
So was it two males that had knives?
I saw two males.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And were they both from this group, or do you even, know?
Well, that I don't know.
Okay.
One of them was from this group. The one that I took the smaller knife from, I think, was from this group.
Okay, so you took the smaller knife.
From one of them.
And is that the one that you said that you kind of went?
Yes.
Basically, like.
Oh, I was going like this. I wanted out. They were coming and they were punching me and they were circling me and they came really close. They were pushing me in the water and I just grabbed the kid's knife. I didn't even know if I was holding it right. I just grabbed it from him because he tried to poke me with it. So I feared for my life.
It sounds like
I was very shocked. I was extremely shocked. I couldn't even say anything to anybody. I had locked jaw. I don't know. Right now, I don't even know how this happened, how I got away from all that.
So when they were pushing you in the water, did you go underwater or did you remain standing?
No, I tripped.
Okay.
I tripped and I fell in the water a couple of times, yes.
Where on your body did they hit you?
In the back of my back. And I know one of the girls came over and slapped me right over my right ear. I couldn't even see what they were doing because I was tripping over the stones, and I was falling down, and they were just jumping on me.
I'm going to show you a picture and see if you...
I was fearing for my life. I'm still fearful that they're going to find out who I am and go do something to Sandy. And possibly some of these people over here. I fear that somehow they're going to find out who I am and continue their whatever that was. And I don't know why they're so hateful. And I just don't get it. I mean, this is the second time I come to the river, the first time for my wife, and I promised her it was going to be a beautiful outing and nothing to fear. We had lots of booze. She didn't drink because she was the designated driver. But most of us didn't. There was another girl that didn't drink on the other party because they wanted to drive home. We ate well, we had music, everything was so good, so good, so good. Of course, I had a lot, of alcohol. Who doesn't? You know, we're.
Well, you had a sober ride. So,
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't smell it on you. Were you
No.
drinking beer or vodka
Yeah,
or what?
no.
Okay.
We don't do hard liquor because then we dehydrate too fast and we get cramps.
Okay.
So after my quadruple bypass, I still have cramps.
Oh, yikes. Quadruple bypass? How long ago was that?
A year and a half ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you see any wires in my chest, in my sternum, that's from the wire.
Really? You have a pacemaker in there too or anything? No?
I tell you the truth, I'm scared because I'm not in the best of health. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just going down the river. Probably should not have even drank that much beer, but the doctor never said don't drink.
Sure.
You know, especially beer, you can have as much as you want in moderation. I was in cold water.
Yep.
You know, so, but you know.
Yeah, yikes.
And then missing vein here, and then from my leg.
That's what they used to.
Yeah, take it here, take it from here, cut it in half. That's two. The same thing from my leg, cut it in half. Use the other two, so it's quadruple bypass.
Wow.
That was dead. My heart stopped 5 hours.
Wow. Had you had a heart attack that prompted that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So I was in pretty bad shape.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
I bet Sandy was pretty scared.
She was because I was in the hospital for quite some time.
I bet.
At Methodist Hospital. But they did a great job, you know, and Methodist Hospital is probably one of the best hospitals for heart surgeries. If you know somebody, I'll point them to Methodist.
Yeah, my father-in-law had heart surgery there too. He had a heart attack a few years ago, and that's where he went.
So, yeah.
Do you need some more?
No, that's it.
Are you sure? I got a fresh bottle here. So you want it?
Yes, please.
I can't travel without it. It's brand new too. I didn't drink out of it yet. So
Thank you.
I probably am going to drink out of it now. So you can have that, and this is going to be
I
my part.
really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I take a medication that makes me really, really thirsty. So I have bottles of water rolling around in my back seat. I've got them in the door pocket.
I'm supposed to take mine, but they're at home, and I don't know when I'm going to take them.
Okay, so you have medication that you
Oh,
need?
yeah.
Okay.
5 medication.
Because I can call Sandy and see,
Oh, I'm not going to have her drive over here.
well, I might be able to send somebody to go get them.
Oh.
Just so that they get back here. And I mean, I'm
She's
sorry.
shaking right now. She is probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but we need to make sure you have your medication.
Yeah. But like I said, I wouldn't have her drive.
Yeah. Yep. I might be able to send somebody there to get them. What medications do you take, Nick?
Oh my God.
Are they all heart related, or some do different things?
2 of them are heart related.
Okay.
Yeah. One is aspirin.
That's heart related, right? This
Yeah.
blood thinning.
Yeah.
Yep.
Potassium, because I'm getting lots of muscle cramps.
Okay. That's 4.
There's one. There's another one. I'll tell you when I remember.
Okay, no worries. Were you on your phone at all during your day today? I know that Sandy didn't bring her phone.
I took some pictures.
Okay.
Then I put it away. Sandy does not like to take a lot of pictures because then they get posted on
Facebook or Instagram or something?
Yeah. But I'm okay if they take them, if they post them. Yeah. I did take a few, didn't have a chance to do anything with them.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was not on the phone. I didn't call anybody.
Okay. Did you use your phone around the time,
No.
like right before, you were looking for the phone or anything like that?
Not me.
Okay.
Not like these guys. They're constantly on their phones. That's why IDL lost his.
Because he was on it too much?
People can't enjoy life nowadays going down the river without being on their phones. Of course, they take a lot of pictures, but the picture is not the same experience as being there. So, I don't know.
So do you think the pictures that you took were like at the beginning of your journey, or where do you think?
We did take, I took a couple of group ones where they have that music place in the bathrooms.
Okay.
We made a stop there to eat sandwiches. There were a lot of people over there. That beach was completely full. Lots of people there, lots of people. It was a beautiful day, except this. And this now will probably close that place down.
You think so?
Yes. Well, I don't know what resulted of it, because I don't know.
Is this you?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think was happening at that time?
They were fighting me. They pointed the knife at me. Both boys pointed the knife at me.
Okay. Did you see anyone take this picture of you?
No, God, no. I was actually very, very scared. Yeah. I was very scared. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what they were doing and why. I mean, I understand they were drunk, but you get drunk, I get drunk, we all get drunk. We don't do that kind of stuff, especially on a family river like this, family outing. We don't do that kind of stuff. But I was very, very scared. I didn't know what was going to happen next.
Did you see the woman that hit you in the ear? Did you see her at all?
No. I turned around, she hit me again.
Okay. Do you remember what her bathing suit looked like?
No.
What she was wearing?
She was just yelling at me and calling me child molester. That's how it all started. They kept calling me a child molester. I don't know, out of the blue. And then they wanted to beat me up because they said I'm a child molester. And then my argument back to them was, if I'm a child molester and you're children, you shouldn't be drinking. You should not be out here drinking, okay, and doing what you're doing. Where are your parents?
Did they look like they were young?
I don't know. I think they look pretty young to me. Okay. I don't think they were of the age of drinking.
Really?
Yeah. I think. I mean, I don't know. I don't hang out with people like that. My generation and the people I hang out with are much older people.
Like Ernesto and Sandy.
Like Ernesto and Sandy and Amy. Yeah. Amy's probably one of the youngest ones there.
Sure.
45, and Sandy is 61.
Yeah.
So I'm younger, you know.
So you said that they were standing really close to you.
They were on top of me. They were pushing me, shoving me. I tripped. I fell down. I got up. And that's where I saw the one of the kids there was the closest kid with the knife, and I grabbed it from him.
And that was the smaller.
Yes, yes.
And he was in front of you. Was he as close as we are, or
he was closer? He was closer. He was closer. But as soon as he came with the knife, I grabbed the knife from him. And what I did then, I mean, I shouldn't show you, but I grabbed, twisted his arm and poked him with his own knife. Then I took it from him and I started swinging.
Okay.
So I swung. I don't even know what hit.
Okay.
I don't know if I hit the girl that hit me twice in the head from behind. I don't know if I hit another kid. I don't know. They were just on top of me. They chased me, hitting me, and yelling at me and calling me, insulting me. That's it.
Okay.
So I don't know what knife they had. I don't know. I just saw two knives. That's it. The longer one and the shorter one. Okay. I don't know where they are. I don't know who's got them. I don't know.
So what I'd like to do is I'd like to get a sample of your DNA, because if these knives don't belong to you, I would imagine your DNA is not going to be on them.
Well, I touched one of them.
Yeah, you touched the one you grabbed.
Yeah, from the kid. Yeah.
Would you be willing to give me a sample
Yes.
of your DNA? Okay.
Yeah. Is that a good thing? I don't know. I don't have a lawyer over here to ask.
Yeah, and certainly. So.
Should I wait?
Well, I've got a colleague that's in the process of writing a search warrant, so we're going to get it one way or another. I just thought if I could ask you, and we could just do it right now, I'll show you how to, what we would do.
I know what it is.
I would just get your DNA sample. Yeah, it's like a big Q-tip.
Yeah.
We'd also like to do an exam, have a nurse examine your body.
That's absolutely okay.
Okay, and I want her to look in your ears, and I want her to look at your back, and you know, the people that are in these groups, we're going to try to collect evidence from them because they might have your skin underneath their fingernails, or you know, we're going to do our best to get any evidence to. I mean, we don't know what happened.
Yeah. I mean, and I know everything that happened in the river, so.
Well, yeah, there's that part of it too, but.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
You can call me.
Okay.
I just don't know if I have a lawyer present what he or she would say.
Well, I just want you to know that we would get it anyway.
Okay.
I've got a coworker that's writing a search warrant.
If you would get it anyway, then let's do it.
Okay, with the court order, or just let's do it now and get it done?
No, let's do it now and give you what you need to start your proceedings or your search. Yeah.
Well, and I mean, if you sound like you were really afraid.
Yeah, I have a quadruple bypass. I have been out of shape. I have been in bed for a long time, for 6 months at least. I couldn't go to work. I'm not in the best. I mean, I was just floating down the river. Nothing much. Every once in a while I got up so I could pee because I can't pee in the tent there. You know, shouldn't tell you that on camera, but yes, most people have to get off the thing. So I got out, I would get up and then hold on and then get back in. I mean, I don't do anything to stay in shape. I'm a guy that wants to survive and keep working at Ritchie Engineering, you know, and why these things happen, it's beyond me. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, why would that many people come down on one person that didn't absolutely do anything, take his goggles, almost one wanted to put my pants down. So Did
your trunk have like a drawstring?
Yeah.
They didn't come down?
Oh, no. They came down a little bit, but no, because I have a drawstring on it, so yeah, they couldn't pull it down. But why? All of a sudden, they were like wolves around me, and they were attacking me from all directions, and I truly feared for my life. I didn't know what to do. I mean, these guys are talking over there. I didn't know what to say. I mean, I was just.
Which guys are you talking about?
My
okay.
Yeah, my guys. So, and they were quite a bit distance, so they didn't see anything. I don't think they saw anything. And.
So when you go back to your tube, do you guys get the hell out of there? Or
No.
do you what do you do?
We stayed there.
Okay.
Yeah, the girls called the cops. We didn't know what to do. And we stayed there for a long time. There were people coming. We even saw the sheriff coming, and they kept saying, "Oh my God," they didn't know what happened. So they said, "Oh my God, what happened? There was a fight. And I said, "Yeah, I don't know what was going on after that. I thought they were still fighting." Personally, when I came back, I saw a whole bunch of people coming over there and yelling at each other, and I thought they were still fighting for some reason. I didn't know what was going on. So I personally wanted to stay and watch to see if the cops get them for fighting, you know, for whatever they're doing.
Sure. Okay.
So I wanted to be a witness to them fighting.
Gotcha.
Or if the cops needed a witness, I wanted to sit there for as long as possible. And then the group said, "Well, there's so many people there. I don't know. Let's just get going. We don't want to get involved." And I said, I was just in there. They attacked me. Yeah, but look at them now. They're attacking each other. I don't know what they're doing. So cops came, and we stayed there for, I don't know, another 10, 15 minutes.
When the police were there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we decided we'll go. Nobody asked me anything, and I said, I kept my mouth shut, and down the river we went.
Okay.
So I was very shocked. I didn't know what just happened. We tell you the truth.
Well, Sandy said that you were quiet.
I was very quiet.
And you didn't really talk.
I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I get excuse my French, my ass kicked by a whole bunch of kids. What am I going to say? I just got my ass kicked by this kid. Now the police is on top of them. Well, I think something's going to come out of it. Yeah. So I thought the police was there because they were fighting, you know, because these were just boys. and they were being obnoxious, not only picking on me, then these girls came over and hit me.
So these are girls over here?
Well,
Mostly?
mostly.
Okay. And this was all guys?
Yeah, I didn't know who was in this group, but I know these were all guys because I was snorkeling back and forth, and I asked them if they found something, and they said, well, they started calling me a molester. Then I got up, and one of them took my goggles, threw me in the river. I went after them. One of them wanted to pull my pants down, and there you go. So what happened? Can you tell me what happened?
Yes. 4 people went to the hospital with injuries.
Oh my God.
And 1 person died.
Oh no.
I don't know any of their names, and I don't know any genders, so I don't know.
Was that because they fought each other, or is that?
I don't know. I don't know what their injuries are. I was with Sandy the whole time, and then when I kind of turned Sandy over to Ernesto and Amy, then I came here. So I have no idea what their injuries were.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
So we just need to be able to piece this together. In your statement.
What other pictures did they give you of me?
Just that one. That's the only one I have.
They didn't take. They had lots of cameras. You should take their cameras.
Yes, and so I have colleagues,
Yeah.
investigators that are talking to all of those, the people in the group and the other witnesses. So yes, we are trying to collect. And I told Ernesto and Amy, because they said that Rosie,
yeah.
pictures.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't think she took any pictures of those guys. There was at the stop out here.
Yes, but you were snorkeling. They might have been taking a selfie or something, and we could get these guys in the background that they don't even realize they have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So I asked them to go through their photos so that we would be in
Right.
contact with them.
Got it. I was all of a sudden say that why would they take pictures of me going over there?
No, you just never know what you get in a picture. If they're sitting here waiting for you and able to find the phone.
Did you find his phone?
I don't know. Again, I've been with Sandy pretty much the whole time, and now I came here with you. So I do know I did get a message that the goggles and the snorkel were found. So that's all the information that I have about items that were located.
No, my whole life is down the tubes.
Well, I don't know if that's the case. Because people have the right to defend themselves.
I know, but this is Wisconsin.
This is Wisconsin.
Okay. You continue on. I usually know that people that defend themselves, they end up being accused of being this and being that.
Well, I think if you'd asked me what I would have done,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
I don't know. I would have been scared shitless, I can tell you that.
When that many people try to pull your pants down and hit you, and two boys had knives on them. They didn't find any of those 2 knives?
I don't know. I don't know, but we're looking. And, we're looking before it gets dark out. Okay, right now it is 8:40.
I'm glad I actually took that kid's knife. He would have stabbed me. He was not there to scare me. He was there to harm me. At least I'm here. But I'm sorry for what how it ended up. Still scared, like I said. I'm scared that they're gonna be finding out where I live, and they're gonna be hunting us at night, and they're gonna be hurting my wife.
Well, I will call Sandy as soon as I leave here, okay, and just check in on her. Find out about your medications. Have you had any medicine this morning?
No, I take them in the evening.
Okay, you take them in the evening. What would happen if you don't take them tonight?
Nothing. I'm not even hungry.
Okay. But if you don't take your medication tonight, is that life-threatening?
I don't think so. No, I mean, granted what happened today, I was shocked. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think so. I just can't believe what happened. They need to maybe do sobriety tests on minors on that river. Maybe they need to put an end to drinking, underage drinking and doing drugs. That river over there is turned into a sewer. My second time, and I have dragged my wife out of there, pretty much against her will. I promised her it was going to be the best day. I made promises. We're going to have a great time with this.
But she didn't want to go?
No. She always says, places like this, all they do is smoke pot and do this. Yes, there is a lot of pot smoking over there. We don't know who's legal, who's illegal. I don't know anything about Wisconsin laws, but you can smell it. It was everywhere in the air.
Yeah.
And I don't know what people do, because you do the DNA, you can find out, what type of drugs are in my system. I've never done any of that stuff, so I don't know. I'm very clean, as clean as they go. You looked at my criminal record, you can keep digging, there is nothing there, because I don't have anything, not even a parking ticket, not a speeding ticket. I'm as a law-abiding citizen as they come. But I fear for my life, too. I mean, I went through a very serious surgery to be alive, to be knifed down by a bunch of kids on the river.
Yeah, well, I understand.
And I'm not blaming the police. I believe that's a private land. They have to have their own security there, and they need to do better.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub these along your lower gum line and kind of inside your cheek. I'm going to do them both at the same time. It shouldn't hurt at all. If it does, let me know. I'm going to put them in this box, and then I'm going to seal this bag while we're sitting here, so you see that I sealed it. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I'll just have you open up your mouth. Let's see here. Shouldn't, like I said, shouldn't hurt. All right. And you're okay with having the nurse do the exam on you? Give me pictures of your body. You're okay with that?
Yeah. These actually are from trying to get out of the tubes in shallow water.
Okay.
I had a hard time trying to stop the drain.
Yeah. Can I just? I know the nurse will too, but can I take a picture of it?
Yes.
Okay.
But this was not from the confrontation.
Oh, this wasn't?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood that.
No, these are from scrapes on the river bottom. When you were snorkeling.
I got you. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, please don't use that. Yeah. I didn't touch those kids. I did not. I didn't do nothing. No.
Okay. I'm going to seal this up, because I told you I was going to do that. And then I'm going to go call the person that has the nurse kind of on standby, so that we can get that taken care of. I'm also going to give Sandy a holler. Oh, look at that. The tape just
for the
love of God.
Is this good?
Well, I didn't like it because it's all And it's not going to be big enough to do what I need to do here, so we'll try again. Worst case scenario, I can always bring it to my office next door and do it in the evidence room. But I'm going to try to take care of it here.
Probably dries up. When it dries up, it's probably.
Well, and then it's real sticky and it's real finicky, so if you get it stuck on something, it's, it's meant to not be able to tamper with. So, then it ripped on my fingers. So I'll just.
It dries so fast.
Okay. So I'm going to go call my supervisor, who had been in contact with the nurse, and just let them know that we're going to do that. And then I will be back. Do you have any questions now?
Just not.
You need to go potty. All right. I can make sure that happens. I'm just going to write your name on here so that. Today is 7/30/22.
MIU.
Yep, that means no middle initial. Oh, did I spell it wrong? It's MIU. Yep, I did.
Yeah.
It's MIU. There we go. Okay, that's yours. I will be back in a minute. In the meantime, I'll have one of the jail staff bring you to the bathroom. And are you still doing okay? Do you need, how's your water there?
I have to for now.
Okay.
It's going through a lot better than this one.
All right. Right back, Nick.
Thank you so much.
Can you use the restroom?
Come on, I'll take you to the restroom. Thank you. Yep.
That promise for Google by man.
Yeah. I had a coworker at the last job I worked. He was from, I think he was from.
Not my twin brother.
No.
And not his wife. Because they're both been working in the penitentiary.
Okay.
And my wife is a detective in St. Cloud.
Okay, gotcha.
So I was just asking because both of them have worked pretty much all their life in law
enforcement.
Right.
I know I had a coworker. I think he was from either Russia or Ukraine. I think.
Ukraine. Oh.
Yeah.
So Patty's still with St. Cloud. And she does detective work.
Gotcha. So the investigator will be right back to talk to you.
All right. Can I stand instead of sit?
Yeah, that's fine. You can sit. You can walk around.
My butt hurts.
So, all right. She'll get back in.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Oh, that was from the lake, from the river. Oh my God. Why are there so many stupid kids? Why would they attack me? Why would they attack me? Why? My God, why did they attack me? Why did they want to hurt me? So stupid kids, stupid. Stupid kids. Drink too much, their parents don't know anything about them. Smoke, they drink, they do everything. And then they pick on people. Stupid kid. Stupid. Oh, God. Gone. You go to have fun. You bring your family. And then they do this. They do this. Can't get anywhere without being attacked. Can't get anywhere without being attacked. Dumb idiots. Idiots.
Nikolai Miu was found guilty of homicide on 5 other charges, including first-degree recklessly endangering safety. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison.